It's very nostalgic for me.
Because,
Yeah, because it was on the wall when I did the podcast in this very room, although it looked a little different. You had a table, some chairs.
We've made it. We finally got a guest on the show that wasn't our own girlfriends.
And actually 3 mics. 3 mics.
Go.
Let's go. Do you like where you are in life now better than the last time you did this podcast?
Unequivocally, yes. Yes.
damn, that's a solid statement.
That's good.
That's really
I
good.
can say that with absolute
For what
honesty.
reasons?
I am more clear-headed about where I'm going, and I'm also more grateful. Like, I had a moment a couple days ago where it all kind of just like soaked in, where I really realized, and I'm not just saying this, like, I'm very lucky to be surrounded by like super talented people and who are actually like my great best friends. And not everybody can say that. Like, I think having my friends back at home and being in like relative communication with them and seeing what their lives are like on the other side puts a lot of things into perspective for me about where I am currently. And that's kind of a good thing, as I've been practicing a lot of gratitude as much as I can lately. And that has significantly helped where I think I am and where I'm going.
Did you have this realization on the ski trip? We went on a ski trip this weekend. That was fun.
The ski trip was excellent. And that was probably the catalyst for that realization.
That's really funny because every time there's been a ski trip, actually there's only been one ski trip, but it's kind of like a meme that ski trips end in disaster. But like the fact that it didn't is really cool.
No, you know what's crazy is like we had an excellent time.
We did.
It was great. And I was like, wow, I'm going to remember that forever.
Yeah.
Because like, I don't know. I think there's a lot of opportunities where, or you do a lot of things and you don't quite understand how it impacts your life until it's far gone. But this just happened this weekend. And I'm like, decidedly, yes, I'm going to remember this forever. And that was like an excellent time of my life.
Core memory unlocked.
Core memory
Hell yeah.
unlocked.
No, that was a great trip.
It was good. It was like,
It was short, but it was a lot of fun.
yeah, for context, we went to Big Bear, California for just literally like 2 days. It was like barely it wasn't like we had to fly.
Full 2 days, really. Yeah.
Yeah, we drove there and we really only skied for 1 day, but it was like a really cool vibe because we were like in like a cabin, like as a bunch of friends, and that was super fun. And then the last day too, when we were leaving, oh my God, we could talk about that. That was crazy. But like it started snowing the last day and we're all like getting out of there. I mean, there's definitely some memories made from everything that's happened, but like basically like a winter storm was coming through in California. I didn't even know there was snow in California. I didn't know that was a thing.
Yeah. 2 hours out of LA, right? It's like sunny and decently warm here, and over there it's snowing and freezing cold ice.
Yeah, because I guess you're just going up to the mountains, right?
Yeah.
And it gets crazy. But Matt had like a whole ordeal where, dude, we were all trying to get out of there, and we don't know how this works. But you're supposed to like legally, you're supposed to buy these things called snow chains, right? Mm-hmm. And you put them around your tires, and it's supposed to cut the ice. People in the US that have snow all the time are just gonna be like, JC, what the hell are you talking about? I lived on the beach, okay? I didn't know. I live in the South. I did not have that. But like, dude, the last day when we were leaving, installing this thing. We had like 3 separate groups kind of like going in and out of like this trip. And it felt like we were on like the Amazing Race on who could get out of Big Bear. Like we were trapped in Big Bear. We had people in like AutoZone, like trying to get chains and get their car hooked up. We were trying to do it on our own. We were like at one point, oh my God, like the car I was in, we literally were like on the ground outside in the freezing snow, upside down, trying to install these chains, like on the road, like just on the road, because we wanted to make sure that we were good getting out of there. And we started eventually getting out of there. And then Matt texts us, and Matt's like, first of all, we text Chop, and Chop's like, oh yeah, we're good. And we get a text from Matt, and Matt is like, dude, it's effed. The battery is dead. The Tesla is not gonna do it.
You know what's crazy?
I'm not gonna find the supercharger in time. It's snowing. And you sent a photo of Jess completely like
Under a blanket.
under a blanket. I
Okay.
think your Tesla was like off. Like you turned the power off to charge it.
This is great to hear from your side because this is like after a 4-hour ordeal of trying to figure out how we're going to make it out of Big Bear.
Well, you made a mistake.
Okay, so we each were in different cars actually, which is great. I was in my car, which was a Tesla. You guys were in a SUV, which was 2-wheel drive. My car's 4-wheel drive. That's important to note. And you were with Noah, who was also in a 2-wheel drive.
By the way, I made a last minute decision to
Yes.
go with them.
He was going to go with us. And I was like, listen, dude, this is going to be a long day. I have a feeling. And if you don't want to be caught up, like you should probably go with them.
I made the right decision. I'm just going to say.
You did. You absolutely did. But it's funny because so Jess and I were like, I only had 70 miles left of my battery.
Yeah.
And it was like that little frozen snowflake icon, which means it's going to drain faster than usual because it's really cold. The nearest supercharger is like 15, 20 miles away. But because there was so much ice and traffic getting out of there, it was a 2-hour drive. So I was like, there's no way this thing's lasting 2 hours on 70 miles. It's not happening.
Man.
So I was like, all right, we need to go to a local place and charge a little bit just to get enough to get to the supercharger. So Jess and I went to a restaurant to go and hang while the car was charging. Because there were so many other cars charging because it was so cold, it was charging like 15 miles an hour. And we needed like at least 50, 60 miles to hopefully make it there.
So you just sat there for hours?
Yeah. So I was like, Jess, this is going to take like 4 hours or we're going to have to risk it. She's like, I'm not waiting 4 hours. So I was like, we should just stay here in the restaurant because it's warm. We have a table. We can hang out. We can wait for the car to charge. No. She was like, we need to go get ready and like let's get some food and like let's get some chocolate and then let's go to the car and get it. We get to the car. As soon as I unplug it and turn the heat on, the miles start just dropping. Like it was like 77 miles we got in the car.
Yep.
Within the next 5 minutes, it's at 72 mile range. I was like, we haven't even gone out of the parking lot yet. It's just because I turned the heat on. I was like, there's no way. I'm like having battery anxiety at this point.
Yeah, and this is the real thing. Like anytime you go on a trip with an electric vehicle, you're just terrified.
Oh, dude.
I can speak to this
Horrified.
driving here to LA.
So you have to understand though, it's like sleeting rain and the whole ground is covered in ice water. Like I was wearing tennis shoes, getting into the car, my feet were soaking wet, frozen as ice. So we get in the car and I'm like, we need to charge longer because we're just not going to make it at this rate.
Yeah.
And at that point it was doing 17 miles an hour range. So I was like, we need another hour and a half, 2 hours. And she's like, I don't want to leave the car. Like I'd rather just sit in here. And I was like, fine, but we have to turn the heat off because it's not going to charge quickly at all if we have the heat and all this stuff on that Chake's battery.
We just got on her blanket.
So I turned the whole car off. We're sitting in there. I have my 2 coats on. She's got a blanket over her. I'm freezing my ass off just on my phone in this car while it's like sleeting and ice outside. I sent you guys the picture at that point.
Yeah.
But this is after we've done all that. Then I realized my tires, because it's so cold, were way lower than they should have been on air. And I was like, the last thing I want, we're not going to do change, right? I was like, we're not going to do the whole chain thing. I'm just trying to get out of
Oh, I
here.
thought you guys bought chains.
No, I said, screw the chains. I got 4-wheel drive. We'll make it work. But my tires were like 30 PSI. The recommended's 45.
That's really low
It's
for a
really,
Tesla.
really low. And the last thing you want to do in icy conditions is have low inflated tire. That's like the worst combo.
Yep.
So then I go, once we finally get enough charge, we get to 90 miles. I was like, I'm risking it for the biscuit. I think it's going to take like 75 miles of
Isn't
range.
it crazy that no one vlogged this?
I should have, because I had nothing better to do. I was in there freezing my buns off.
I just got sorry to cut you off for a second, but like we had this realization when we started realizing, oh my God, there's like, again, it was like The Amazing Race. I don't know if you've seen that show.
The best part is when we were in the restaurant, Jess looked to see where you guys were to see if he could like get an idea of which way we should take to go. You guys were all in Big Bear. You were in Big Bear right down the street, and you guys were like driving on the road back through Big Bear at that point. I was like, they haven't even left.
Yeah.
They haven't even left.
See, we had like the whole like it was like a reality show where you're going through all this hell. We didn't go through the hell. We went through the hell for about like an hour or two. But the beginning of the day was just us going to a coffee shop going, look at the snow. It's so pretty.
It's so
and we're
pretty.
like,
It's snowing in December.
play the like, fantastical
This is
music
fun.
as we're going. Right. And then we did the same thing where we started checking the Find My Friends on your phone. And it was like, oh, like, okay, Noah's like over here. And then like, man, is Matt and Jess, are they good? And then we like started like really getting messages from you. And you were like, it's effed. It's over. And I was like, man, I wish there was like a camera crew around every team. and just to see the different things that happen, because we also had to go. We tried to go into AutoZone to get the chains put on manually after we couldn't figure out the second one. We got the first one on, the second one wouldn't. It was the defective unit. It wasn't working. We spent hundreds of dollars on chains like the day before. Didn't matter. The second one wasn't working. We tried to go to AutoZone. AutoZone was packed. There's cars everywhere trying to do the same thing. Then we end up going to the original store we got the chains from, and the guy's just like, "I'm not allowed to help you technically, but I will." And he was just like helping us put the chains on, because like a warranty or something. And then so we're doing that, and then oh my gosh, I'm just seeing the cat like about to step on
Marley.
the mixer. Please don't ruin the podcast, Marley. Please. But yeah, like, and then we eventually start getting out, and it's like, oh, the snow, it's leaving. There's no more snow. And then we get the message from you, and you're like, hey, we're stuck. And I was like, damn, do we need to turn around?
It's
like
purely a battery issue. So then I was like, okay, we need to inflate these tires. So we're driving around town trying to find a place to charge or to inflate the tires. Finally find a place. I'm doing this thing. My hands are like freezing to the metal thing as I'm pumping them up. I swear I lost feeling of both of my hands. It was like 5 minutes. It was nothing. And I was freezing out. It was just brutal experience. We made it. We made it with 5 miles left on the range.
You madman.
Dude,
was that the lowest you ever got in your car? Let me tell you,
the first 20 miles, I was glued to see how quickly it was draining while we were driving. I was freaking out.
I hate that. It's just so terrifying.
Jess was like, "Oh, Teslas, we're never doing this again. This shit sucks. This is terrible. We wouldn't have to deal with all this." I'm like, "Yeah, but we don't need the chains, bro. We saved money on the chains." When we're like driving out of Big Bear, when we finally get to the straight road, there's like a massive line of cars taking off their chains.
Yep.
And I was like, "Peace, boy."
Yeah, we took ours off too.
We made it.
You want to know what happened to us?
What?
So, well, we went down the main road that was closed that everybody got stuck on. The guy told us like, "Hey, you're going snow
south.
chains." Yeah. And then he literally said, "Hey, if you guys don't have snow chains, you are like," he told us like flat out. We're like, "All right, bet." We turn around, we go to a gas station, we get snow chains. We don't put them on because like the car was too, like the wheel well was too low to get under the thing to apply the chains. So, and it was really cold. Me and Noah were trying to put it on. It just wasn't working. So we gave up and we're like, whatever. We'll just put it, we'll put them on if we need them. And we drive like a mile out north and then the snow is gone. We're like, well, that was that easy. It was literally was like a TV show.
Yeah. I'm painfully like, I'm like, damn, we went through all that hell. And it was like, I like it as a memory now.
That's what I was going to say is like, I felt so bad for Matt in the moment.
Yeah.
I felt happy for myself because I picked the right car.
I learned a good lesson. I have to bring my charger cable next time because all this would have been avoided if I could charge it at the cabin.
True.
That's what I was supposed to do, but I forgot the cable.
True.
Simple mistakes.
But what I was going to say is like, hey, that really sucked in the moment and I'm not making light of that.
Funny,
but
though.
It's like, you probably will look at that at some point and be like, yeah, that was funny.
Yeah.
It was. In retrospect, it was like, yeah, I wouldn't do it again, but it was a fun little adventure.
You still made it home. It's not like you were like overnight or anything like that.
No, it was ended up being okay.
But it's just the stress.
It was just very stressful. Jess was not stressed at all. Like when we were driving back, I was on edge, and I don't get stressed easily.
To get to the supercharger or back home?
Just to get to the supercharger.
Oh, okay.
Once we got there, I was like, oh, we'll be fine. Like we'll charge it. We'll charge it up way more than we need to. No worries. It's just like I didn't think we had enough to make it there because this thing was draining fast. She put her heated seat on, and I was like, no, turned it right off. I was like,
I know about
no
that.
She's like, oh, it's fine, whatever. I'm like, Jess, if we get stranded in the middle of the highway when it's freezing out, and you're like, oh, well, it was worth it because I had
hypothermia isn't fine, Jess.
My butt was warm for 5 minutes. I'm gonna be really pissed. So I was being a little anal. You know what's funny though? You started this by saying that no ski trip has ever ended well.
Oh,
but this one did. But we just talked about 10 minutes of how hell it was to get out of there.
But maybe that was it. Maybe that was the test.
There's always something with a ski trip. That was
the trial.
So like our friendships and everything were like good, but this time it was the
ice in the road.
It was the
weather.
logistics.
It was the weather, the logistics of the weather and the area that we were in.
It was like failure to prepare for the weather. Really?
It was really like a damn battle royale game, dude. It was like a circle is coming in. We got to get out now.
Pretty much.
And the thing is, the worst part is we knew about the storm coming from like days. We're like, yeah, the snow's coming, but
we'll just have a good time.
Whatever.
We're
just gonna have fun. Whatever. It's a little snow. It's fine. It wasn't fine.
It wasn't even snow though. It was like actually just ice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They're just wet, slushy ice.
When I was in the car with Noah, that's when it started to get scary because it was slush initially, and then when the guy turned us around on the South Road, we noticed that it started to turn to actual snow instead, and the temperature was dropping. We're like, Noah was literally prepared to yo, we might have to find a hotel. We might be here overnight. I was like, oh God. It wasn't as bad as it could have been, but
there were some cars I watched that were struggling.
Yeah. Yeah, for sure. I mean, it's another story. It was good. That was but to you, that was, you had a realization of, back to your stuff. You had a realization of, damn, this is a good weekend. Damn, you're feeling pretty good about life right now.
Yeah. Well, it just hit me. I had a moment where I was even in the car, low key, was what else would I be doing? What else would I want to be doing right now? Maybe during the actual hanging out was that's the moment. But it was what else would I want to be doing right now? Honestly, this is it. Hanging out with my buds.
Damn.
Having a great weekend.
I'm so happy we made it happen.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That stuff's not easy to pull off with that many people.
Yeah.
Yeah. And it went off relatively smooth.
Outside of the weather.
Besides the weather.
I feel like it was pretty good.
We even got to see Jack.
Yeah.
I didn't mention that, but we got to see Jack for a little bit. That was cool. And caught up with him. That was awesome because I hadn't seen him in a bit.
I haven't either. It's actually been almost exactly a year since I saw Jack.
It's something about the vibe of just you're about to we're about to go up a ski. I was going up, ski lifts, and we're all in line, going up one at a time, and me and Jack just kind of get impromptu put together, and we're just riding up this ski lift and just talking about life for a bit. I'm
I love that.
Damn, I miss Jack, dude. It's been a while, and we're just sitting there, and he's like, dude, what's going on? I'm like, yeah, we have a house. He's like, oh my God, yeah, I saw you have a house. It's just and it's so funny because right when you get to the end of the ski lift, it's all right, time to buckle up and go down the hill.
Yeah.
And then you get down the hill, and we got paired together again to go back up the ski lift. And we're all right, let's continue our conversation from 30 minutes ago.
Yeah.
And we just kept doing that for a bit. So that was fun. So skiing is definitely fun. I need to be better at it. I need to learn because I was the slow poke every single time.
That's okay, man.
It's
Don't
funny
stress.
because
What?
Jess was waiting for him on the last run for him to come down, and they were going to be done for the day. Jack and I went up for another run and came back down, and we were sitting at the end of the run just talking like you guys were on the ski lift. And then JC pulls up and he's like, hey guys, what's up? And we're like, I thought you went in with Jess already. He's like, no, I was in the same run. We had lapped him, and I was like, dang, bro, you really took a long time on that one.
Dude, it's hard, man.
Hey, but
It's
did you
hard.
I
enjoy
feel
yourself?
bad though because I thought you were closer to the end than that.
Nah.
I didn't think we were leaving you hanging like that.
No, I wiped out on that last run, and I just sat there for a bit when I wiped out. I was like, let me just take this in. My legs.
You got to
hurt.
do that sometimes.
You do.
Yeah,
You do.
It's so nice just to sit there though, on the mountain and just look at other people skiing next to you and just looking at the other mountains. Damn, it's really pretty.
It is.
It was a good time. I would definitely go again. It's expensive though.
It is not cheap.
Yeah,
It's a bit of a commitment
yeah, it is.
in a
Definitely
lot of
commitment.
ways, but hey, worth it in this case.
Definitely. There's actually one spot on a mountain in Park City, Utah.
Mhm.
At the very peak of it, there's a bunch of glades, a bunch of trees, a tree trail. And I love doing every time I go there, I do that exact thing. There's one run where I'll go and I'll just get deep in the woods where it's super quiet. You can't hear
And
anything.
you just sit there.
And I just sit there and for 5 minutes, just breathe it in. And you can see everything because it's at the very peak of the mountain. You can see all the valley and the lake and all the other hills.
Sometimes you need that though. You need a
It's-
decompressing
it's
moment.
very
Dude, it
meditative.
just brings you right back to this is life. Life is good.
Yes.
Yeah.
Speaking of which, do you guys do any meditation at all?
That's the closest thing I would say that I have to meditation.
Yeah, probably not for me. I'm trying to think if there's any. The only thing that I do is every now and then I'll sort of just a nighttime walk kind of thing.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
But aside from that, no.
But
that was close though.
Yeah, that's something I started doing in the past year as well. That's also really helped that gratitude thing come along. You guys know who Sam Harris is?
No.
I think so.
He has an app called Waking Up. It's it's a guided meditation app, but to anyone listening who's potentially interested, I highly recommend that one. I'm pretty sure you can start it free for like 30 days or whatever. This is not a sponsor, but no, I like, it's actually,
It's like a morning routine thing.
yeah, sort of. And it's not like I recommend this one because like there's other just like guided meditation out there, and it's just like a lot of it's just like new age like bullshit and stuff like that. And it's Sam Harris's app is like not that at all. It's almost very like clinical, to a point where it's like some people might find it boring, but like it's very to the point, and that's like really helped. Like it's really like it's like a different operating system for your brain. That's the best way I can describe it. I would highly recommend it to anybody who's interested, because I find it extremely helpful. But yeah,
How long is it?
you can do 10-minute sessions on the app.
Okay.
You can do up to an hour, but usually it's just 10 minutes. And I've been doing it consistently for a year.
Does it like keep track of your progress as well?
Yeah. So like it'll have like you can go back through the lessons you've already done, but a lot of them are like you get into the same like routine, and you know what to do. It's hard to explain, but
It doesn't start off and go imagine yourself in a frozen forest, right?
It does. It truly does not. It does not. No, it is not.
Can you imagine?
Dude, I was like,
Wait,
almost
actually,
kind of
that's what he
expecting.
described, though.
It kind of is.
That is exactly
You kind
what
of
it
just
is
described
for
the
me.
frozen forest, which is really
I want to
ironic.
bring you guys to this spot because it's.
The frozen forest.
I don't think you. I don't
Let your
know if you
mind
guys realize this,
drift.
but one of the things, my favorite thing about snow is that it's one of the only times I've ever noticed where if you're like in the thick of the snow, it's truly silent around you, like completely.
It's probably because it's just
That
so
almost
cold that
never happens.
all animals are just
Yeah.
kind of chilling.
Yeah.
They're hibernating.
like
No,
you just don't hear
you're
anything.
right.
It's just pure. Like sometimes I guess really late at night, if nothing else is happening, you'll get that silence.
Yeah.
But you're never really like present for it. You know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
Yeah.
So this is that spot in the woods. It's because there's so many trees and so much snow around it that it's just dead silent.
Yeah.
I don't
Yeah.
know. There's something about it that to me is like always been very.
I don't know if that's something that
Relaxing.
like attracts you. Like maybe give it a whirl and see what you think. But
Yeah, I don't see. That's why I asked how long, because I feel like I don't think I do. At the end of the night, when I shower every single night, no matter what,
Mhm.
the last 30 seconds, I turn the water colder, and I just had to had slow breathing, like to just kind of like ground myself before I
Yeah.
go to bed.
Have you ever
Very low key meditation, I guess.
no, I think cold shower is a very like effective way to do that. A lot of it is the cold shower thing for me is like it literally is just like a mood boost. Have you ever done cryotherapy?
No,
It's something that like I got into with the lads when we were in Texas.
It's like the opposite of a sauna, right?
Yeah,
Kinda.
in some sense, but you almost get the same feeling as a result. Like you go into this chamber for about 3 minutes, it's like minus 200 degrees or something. You don't do it for nearly as long as a sauna. Sauna can be like up to like 30 minutes, but this is 3, and then you're in and out, and then it drops your skin temperature. I think they try to drop it by at least like 50 degrees or so. So you come out and your skin is like almost down to like the 30s, but the after effect, the way your body feels like after, is like unmatched. So
That's so interesting.
and there's a lot of like they try to always market it as it being more like, oh, it's good for recovery after sports and like all this stuff. The science is out on that. It doesn't really do any of that stuff, but it just feels good to do. So I do it sometimes. But yeah, I recommend it if you like the feeling of cold showers. That's
I
kind
don't
of that
like
on
it.
steroids.
I don't like it.
No one
I
likes the
do
feeling
it-
of cold showers themselves, but after.
Yeah. It feels refreshing for sure, more
Yeah.
so than getting out and being like sweating.
Yeah.
yeah, that's true.
Ever do so I went to Finland a couple of, like 4 or 5 years ago, and they have a sauna, and then they have like lakes there that are ice cold. They would go from the sauna, then you run down the dock and jump in the ice cold lake, and then go back in the sauna and do that back and forth a couple times, and it gets your blood flowing like crazy.
It's really good for you too, apparently.
Apparently, and they do the sauna like stupid hot. And they're like, you're like, you got to make it to 10 minutes, and then you go and jump in the lake, and then go right back in. And it's just like your
I feel
heart's
that-
beating like crazy.
That would just scare me that it would do something to my body that I don't
It
want.
wakes you up for sure, bro.
Your body's so confused. Your body's probably like,
It's the first couple times it's actually, I'd say, uncomfortable because it's like
Yeah.
it's like a slap in the face.
yeah.
But when you're done, you're like, wow, I feel freaking
You feel
awesome.
excellent.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's something else, man. I've never done that particular, like those particular.
Yeah, I always found
events,
that
but
that specific hot, cold, extreme thing very interesting that they did there. Cool
Yeah.
experience.
It gets my head going to like cryo sleep and stuff.
Would you do it?
I don't think so.
No.
No, I think the only Like there's so much like sci-fi stuff with cryo sleep, and I think it'd definitely be possible at some point. I know there's like, it's really weird. I'm pretty sure there's actual like companies that say they do it.
I'm pretty sure that's already like people have already frozen themselves, right?
I think.
I don't know if it's true, but like you always hear like Walt Disney.
Yeah,
did it.
Walt Disney. I don't think it's sleep though. I mean, he's like
man,
clinically
is
dead, but I
Yeah.
think they have his brain and head and stuff in cryo chamber,
That's so wild. But like that,
hoping that one day it can come back to life.
it's so freaky. I feel like, I don't know. I could see someone like really wanting to do it. Like say like they knew their time was up and they're like, wait, but I want to see the future. Like maybe I just do this. Like that's interesting. But like but again, does it actually work? I don't know. But regardless if it works or not, if it is possible, I don't think I would unless I was in like a dire emergency kind of thing.
Have you seen Upload?
Oh, God.
I've not.
Just the name of that. Just
You
sounds
guys
like
got to
a
watch
Matt
that
thing.
show. It's a little cheesy, but it's very similar concept to cryo sleep.
Upload.
It's an Amazon show.
Okay.
Is it like uploading your consciousness to the cloud and you can download onto your thing? And
Well, there's one of my favorite shows.
I thought it was
really.
really good. It's interesting. Again, it's a bit cheesy, but like
Yeah.
the concepts in it are pretty cool.
The 100 did some stuff like that too,
Mm.
and I really like. There was this whole idea of like, is there like a digital utopia or something that you can upload yourself to? And I'm like, whoa, that's kind of wild to think about.
I find
I
it
don't know.
interesting that like when discussing topics, this is something I've noticed, like just knowing you guys over the years and like being friends with y'all. Like I know for myself, like I'm really moved and interested in ideas. In JC, I know for sure you're very moved by stories and things
Yeah.
like that. Like I know that Matt, I think Matt is probably more interested in ideas. Like that's kind of what moves you. But I know
sure.
for him,
My-
like, stories are
my
what,
things I always describe is in relation to a story. I've
correct.
seen
Yeah.
every time.
Yeah.
Every freaking
That's
time.
true. That is a good point.
Like I will sit here, like when you're talking about something, I think of a show that I've seen. Like I think of like when I'm like, oh, cryo sleep. I'm like, oh, that was in the 100 as well. Like I think of scenes from it.
Usually
So-
Lost.
Usually
Lost.
Lost. Lost represents a lot that you could talk about.
Mhm.
We were talking about that before we start recording. There's just so many things in life that relate to Lost that I love. I still love that you've seen that.
Yo, I can't
show.
believe they made life out of Lost. That's crazy.
Hey, man, the
Bro,
show's
dogs exist because Lost had a dog.
yeah, man, dude. It had one of the main themes is called life and death. It's so good.
It's a good show.
I don't think Matt
gonna,
likes it as much
I think
as
I'm
I
gonna
do.
make it to Hawaii before you do. I know.
Why?
I'm going on my honeymoon to Hawaii.
Oh, that's right. Damn,
That's big
That's
time.
insane.
That's big time.
I love
That's
it.
huge. I love that for you though.
I'm excited.
That's
Should
amazing.
be good. We got to start planning it. But I looked at the hotels. We want to do like a nice hotel.
Yeah,
They are steep, bro.
Yeah.
A little crispy on the wallet
Oh,
there.
but
no.
again, it's like the memory, right? You gotta.
Yeah, but like, dude, not when the memory is $2,000 a night just
Oh,
for the hotel. Like,
man.
if we do a 10-day trip,
Yeah,
that's just a hotel. Like, that doesn't include anything else.
it's so wild how much like traveling and just
Too much.
like just
How much money gets thrown around in that?
yeah,
Yeah.
how much money it takes to just go to a different place to have fun.
Bro, like I look at my monthly expenses and then I look at like what it like that for example, and I'm like, oh, some people really just be living in a different world than me.
Dude, I know. My buddy just went on his honeymoon to Cabo, and I was like, how much did you drop? He's like, 35,000. I was like,
Oh my
bro,
God.
what do you mean?
Brother.
That's
That-
that's the Tesla starting place, right? For Tesla, right?
That's
now?
like the base Model 3.
He's
Jesus.
also, I want to note that he's doing quite well. So
fair
Yeah.
enough. And fair
Like,
enough. Fair enough.
good for him.
Yeah.
But
That's wild.
It's just
Bro.
funny.
can't drop 35K
It's just
on a
really
10-day
funny.
vacation. It's so much money.
Some people are just built different.
Some people are.
What's like a place you'd always want to go to?
Japan.
Me too.
I think I'm gonna go next year.
Really?
Like, well, I mean it's 2022 now. Yeah, I want to go in 2023. I was gonna do it in 2020, but then the thing, so
Yeah.
it's basically I mean, a lot of things have happened in between, but
That was Hawaii for me. I was going to go to Hawaii in 2020 and then it just didn't work out.
yeah.
I had tickets to a lost 10-year anniversary event.
Dude, I remember that. I remember that.
So hyped.
I remember
bro.
you saying that.
That's tough.
I was so freaking hyped. And they're like, oh, by the way, it's canceled now. I was like, COVID.
Yeah, that sucks. Hey, but maybe one day your opportunity will come back
Yeah.
around.
But for you, yeah, same thing. It's like Japan.
Japan was like in the cards, and then it all of a sudden wasn't.
Yeah.
But I'm still interested in it. So I think I'm gonna try and do it this year in 2023. I want to go in October because that's like springtime for them. And that's like when the cherry blossoms come out. That would be really
I forget
cool
that
to
it's
see.
like that. Yeah.
Like I would love to like actually witness that. And then I have a friend back at home that spent a lot of time in Tokyo, and the way he described it makes it sound really fun. It's excellent. I'm interested in seeing it.
Dude, I want to go so bad to Japan. That's like the two. It's Hawaii and Japan for me. I gotta go Hawaii for Lost. I gotta go to Japan for the culture. Like
Yeah.
I just know it's gonna be the coolest thing ever.
Mhm.
Like I just
Yeah, I'm excited.
dude, that's
Maybe we got to do a trip then.
Maybe we should.
maybe we should.
I'd be down to go to Japan.
That'd be very life changing. I feel like
I would go to
a
Japan
country
with you lads. I would do it.
That would be fun. That would be very interesting. I don't even know the first step of where you would stay or what you would do.
Neither do I. Don't
Yeah.
know anything.
That's part of the adventure.
The only time I went out of the country to like, well, I've gone to like tropical places. Like I've gone to like Bahamas, I've gone to Cayman Islands, stuff like that. But only time I've been like anywhere else out of the country was Canada. And then I went to Amsterdam last year for work actually. And it was a very quick trip. But it was super like cool just to go and so, like, oh my God, like I'm not using US dollars anymore. I'm like using something else. I think it was euros actually there.
Euros.
The euros. I still have the money from there. I was like, dude, this is so cool. And I wish I spent a little bit more time there. It was like a quick 2 nights and that was it. But it got me really like wanting, like, I would love to like make like a little scrapbook and like pen locations that you've been to,
Yeah.
and try to like go to as many locations in the US and outside the US as possible.
I have a map over there. It's like a scratch. It's like
Oh,
they make
you
it. You can
have
scratch off where you've been. Yeah.
How are you doing? You have like a ton?
Yeah. I think I'm up to like 26 countries.
Dear God.
Wow.
Pretty good.
Oh yeah, I
Hey,
remember.
that's
also-
pretty good.
I'm going to Amsterdam this summer.
Really?
Yeah, we're doing a cruise from, I don't know which first. Maybe it's Switzerland, all the way down to Germany.
What for?
Are a lot of the countries you've counted, are they cruises that you've like gone to?
Yeah.
Okay.
They usually will stop at like each location for like a day or
Is it
two.
for business?
No. My family loves to travel.
Oh dang.
They'll do like every like 3 to 5 years, they'll do like a family trip.
Yeah.
And that's this year or next year rather.
Wow.
So we're doing that. And like a couple, like last one we did was the Croatia, Turkey, Greece, Italy
Oh my God.
cruise. That was fantastic.
I want to go to Greece.
Croatia's gorgeous. Greece, gorgeous. They're all amazing.
Yeah.
So I've gotten pretty lucky with going to other countries.
Dang.
It's
man.
great.
Okay.
That is quite the repertoire. I'm impressed.
What about you? What countries outside
Have
of
I
Japan?
been to?
Yeah, or do you want to go to?
The places I've been, I mean, obviously US, Canada. I've been to France and Italy. And then
Where in
that
France?
Paris. Actually, we did a lot of places in France. Paris, and then like southern France, like Monaco and around there. Nice was probably my favorite town there. Would definitely go back. And then Italy, saw most of that too. Florence was really cool. Venice was great. I actually would like to spend more time in Italy. France was good, but like Paris itself, I didn't really like, to be honest.
I've never been. So
It's a little dirty.
really.
Yeah. Wasn't the biggest fan, but I like Nice was great because it was like, it's like on the beach, but you have this really like kind of small town vibe feeling of that. But then you have like really beautiful like mountainsides and everything. And it's like, and then literally you can drive 45 minutes out and you're at like French Vegas. You're at Monaco. Everything's there.
French Vegas.
French Vegas. That is,
That's a thing.
yeah.
My sister
Monaco.
just went to Monaco actually. Yeah.
Monaco is French Vegas.
it seemed pretty cool. But there's also like desert there too. Yeah. They're riding camels and stuff.
There's a lot of variance there. Like there's basically my point is like it's got everything going on.
Yeah.
That you would want. So I certainly would go back there.
You went in Italy, you went to just Florence?
Florence and Venice were the main two.
Okay.
We went to
Venice is
some
pretty
other
cool. I
smaller
thought
towns
Venice
too.
was pretty cool.
Yeah. I think Florence is probably my favorite. Florence had the coolest like nightlife.
I went when I was a little younger, so it wasn't like.
Yeah, that's fair.
I'm
was
also kind of a
younger
loser
too,
when
but
I
not,
was
like-
younger, so.
Aren't we all?
I mean,
it
took me a while to come out of my shell, I would say.
Yeah,
So
but no, Florence was incredible. I would definitely go back there, but at the same time, I do want to visit other parts of the world, like namely Japan. I think that is the one this year I'm going to like zero in on.
See that when you mentioned Florence and all that, I do realize you were right about the narrative thing because my brain immediately goes to Assassin's Creed.
Yep. I told you. I'm not even saying it's a bad thing,
I've
and I
always
do it to
wanted
some
to-
extent
bro.
too. But like
Screw
you
real
relate
life.
things to stories more, and I relate things more to like ideas.
Like I grew up playing so much AC, and like one of the culminations of one of those stories is something being like hidden in the Colosseum.
Mhm.
So I need to go to Rome. I need to just see that.
Oh yeah, I went to Rome too.
Yeah, I need to
Okay,
see that.
yeah.
But I want to go Florence because I think AC2 is Florence. Like the whole game
Rome
is
was
in
pretty
Florence.
cool.
Yeah.
There's a little, I believe it's its own country. I'm not sure. You know Malta? It's like a little island off of Italy. Party island.
I've never been there.
Party
but,
A
Island.
lot of fun.
hey, that's what we like to hear.
Yeah. Party island. Malta, that's another one. Spot.
All right. So how, last time we talked to you, right? The last time we had Ch0pper on this podcast was like two.
It was
It's
a
been
while
about
ago.
2 years, I think.
2 years?
No way.
I think so.
Maybe it's a year. I think it's like a year.
No,
and a
no,
half.
no, no. I was thinking like 3 or 4 weeks.
Yeah,
Can you
yeah, yeah.
imagine? Yeah. So, anyways, back to the review.
So like, okay, how are you feeling about like content and just, because we always like talking about, just honestly, I love talking about like content creator culture and everything here.
Yeah.
And so like, tell us a bit about how you feel about the things you're doing now. And I don't even know if Matt knows all the things that you're doing now. I know more, I think probably, but just like, how are you doing, man? Like in terms of all that, because from afar, it looks like you're doing really freaking well. And it's
Thanks,
really
man.
cool to see. But yeah.
Yeah. Well, I guess I kind of have to start with like how, like kind of where it started. Like I definitely have a new sense of my content, and where it came from was, and I've thought a lot about it. So basically at the beginning of this year, I got like really sick. I got mono, and I don't know if you've had mono, Matt.
Oh, dude.
Have you?
Oh, God. If you've had mono, you know what other mono people are going
You have
through.
like PTSD
Oh,
when you
God,
hear
it's
it.
the worst.
Like,
I can't think of anything I've ever had.
Is it just because you're just out of
It's-
energy?
well, what I was going to
I
say
don't
is
know
like,
how to work.
I don't know
I'll
if
let
your
him-
experience
go
was
ahead.
like this, but
I'll
for
give you
me,
my 2 cents on it in a second.
For me, mono, the worst part about it was not the intensity of the sickness, rather the duration. Like I could physically feel my body operating at like, on a good day, 80%. And that started to become my normal, and that scared me. It's like, oh, this is what I'm going to feel like forever. That started to freak me out. In fact, I remember the day I felt better. Like I had a headache the day before, but I went to sleep and I woke up and then I actually felt like myself again. I almost cried. I'm not kidding. I felt so good. I almost cried.
that right there makes you realize like how good you have it. That's
Yeah.
the kind of shit you're like, I'm never going to take feeling good again for granted.
Correct.
You know?
Yeah.
I feel like that almost every time I get sick, which is why I hate getting sick.
Mm-hmm.
Because I'm not like fully me. I'm like, wow, I had it so good just feeling normal every day.
Yeah. So the reason I brought that up was to say that during the time I was sick, I was so out of energy and just not there that I couldn't even work on my stuff that I was currently doing. And so that forced me to like slow down a little bit, and I started watching more content. And I was just like thinking of new things and working on new ideas. And during that downtime, I started experimenting with some like bigger projects and longer form stuff that I was just had always wanted to do, but could never, in my mind, found excuses to like find the time for it. I could have done if I really wanted to, but it took me getting sick, I think, to stumble across that. So basically, and this kind of ties back to what I was saying earlier, where like I really like ideas. That is something that I think I'm always drawn to and always will. And so it's like, how can I use the things that I think through about the things I like, which are video games, to make into something like digestible content? And so I started to like write stuff out, and that became some of like my essay videos. And then I realized like in that process that I think this is useful for anybody who makes their own content or even remotely dabbles in that realm. I started to realize that like productivity and creativity exist in an inverse relationship always. So the more productive you're being on something, by definition, the less creative you are being in that thing. And that's fine sometimes. Like you need that, when you're just beginning something, you're starting a new project, you actually need to be very productive to get that thing out there. Once you have an idea, but too much productivity means that the thing that you're putting out constantly can get stale. You're saying that you need to take I'm trying to understand what you mean by this. So you're saying that you need to take, there's a part of like, okay, I need to do the thing, but then there's also a part of doing the thing all the time in this way. You need to take a step back a little bit and spend some time thinking about if you should be doing that thing and do maybe some other thing. Yeah. The way I see it is like, okay, you have an idea and you're being really productive on it and you're maximizing that productivity. That's great. Like that's awesome. Until the thing you start to do starts to either not work or become stale or whatever. That is the problem with maximizing productivity, is the thing you make becomes stale. And I started to realize that. But on the complete opposite end of that, if you're only creative and you're never actually like productive in anything, you are constantly coming up with billions of ideas, but none of them actually ever get implemented ever. You're just daydreaming. Yeah. So I think like the way that content creators exist in the long haul or really thrive is they're really good at going back and forth between those two things. They find their thing when they're being really creative, and then they maximize the productivity of that. It runs its course. They reel it back, be creative again, and they run its course. Like that's how you literally survive. Great way to look at by going through the waves of that. Adapting. How many waves do you make it though?
I never looked at it that way, but I completely understand and totally agree.
That's what hit me. And so where I'm at now is like I have this new idea, and the potential for me to burn that, it's going to be a while. I'm not going to lie. I have a lot of things I want to do before I feel like I've done it all. Honestly, probably years of content that I feel like really excited about to do and that I can do.
That's a big statement. When you feel that way, do you know how many people we know that do not feel like they have years of content and feel like
the opposite?
Feel like
they're trying to figure out the next video right now.
But I realize it's like a pick your poison. You either have the feeling of there's no content to make. It's so dry, or I have too many projects to make. It's kind of overwhelming. But it's like pick your poison, like, hey.
I think most people would pick the overwhelming.
Yeah, I picked overwhelming.
I would say that is not a bad problem to have. It's a problem, but it's not a bad one to have. I'm not complaining.
Here's a question though. What happens when all those ideas start performing less well earlier than you anticipated?
That is a good question.
Then I think
because I feel like, sorry, go ahead. Okay. I feel like I was in your shoes beginning of this year. Mm-hmm. And it's not even been a full year, and I'm now at the point where things that I thought I was going to keep going with, had all these ideas, are not the same point because of extraneous factors. But nonetheless, I'm still here where it's like the views aren't doing as well. I don't feel as passionate about the content. My perspective has changed.
That's fair. I need to kind of split that into two.
Can I say something before you go? Yeah. I think what he would say maybe is, going off what you just said, my thought would be, well, then that's a moment where it's, again, the wave.
It's got to flip back.
It's got to flip back again, and you got to find the next wave, and you got to take that step back for a second, reevaluate where you are, and put some creativity into something else. And that's the thing. Like when you go to the beach and you see these waves coming in, you're like, is that one going to hit hard? Is that one going to hit? And it's like, you know what I mean? It's kind of like, I think what you're saying is like, something causes you to take a step back, and then you have to adapt and switch up what you're doing, or you have to take a step back and put some creative juices into something new. And then once it starts going well, you're like, okay, let's run with this. And it's okay if it happens again. You're just gonna have to make the pen to paper standpoint of like, I gotta have the realization that, oh, okay, this isn't going to last me years. This is gonna last me maybe only a little bit longer. What do I do now? Do I just keep on running it? Or do I go, all right, let's keep doing it, but let's take a little bit of time off and start thinking about what's the next thing. I think that's what you're going to say.
There's a couple things. That's
what I'm taking away from what you're saying.
Yeah, no, that's absolutely right. There's a couple things I want to add. Like what I was going to say in regards to the pulling back of the wave, let's say, is the thing people find difficult and that I found difficult. I think everybody does. Like the whole reason I brought up being sick was it was not my choice to find that. Like I was kind of forced out of my productivity, if you will put it that way. It wasn't like I didn't choose that to happen.
You became more of a daydreamer.
I wasn't even wanting that to happen necessarily in the moment, being sick sucked, but like, and I find it hard to say that it was a good thing that I got sick, but like, but hey,
getting mono is not a good thing.
Right.
It worked out.
Correct.
But mono sucks.
Right.
Yeah.
Bad.
It sucks. But the other thing I want to add,
you can look at the bright side of it for sure.
And the other thing I want to add to your point, Matt, I want to split that into two, where you said like, what happens when the thing you're working on like starts underperforming or whatever, or just even if you just fall out of love with it, and that can happen. That's fair. The thing I will say in regards to like when it comes to Switch, like we talk about this all the time, YouTubers branching out, right? It's like a meme at this point. Oh, I'm branching out, right? Okay, here's the thing. Here's the thing. I'm just gonna say this. And I thought about this a lot too. I don't know, and you guys can let me know what you think. But with branching out, as YouTubers, once we've made it in one thing, it's like we have this entitlement. So imagine all of us, we became zombie YouTubers. So we actually, to some extent, carved out our own path in one niche, right? You might say that. And then for us to branch out, we as YouTubers kind of narcissistically want that new content to automatically do well. But it's like one of the things is that when we all started zombie videos, they sucked. And a lot of these YouTubers who do branching out videos and they don't do one, they're like, oh my God, the YouTube algorithm suppressing me, whatever. It's like, no, it's quite possible you actually just don't make that good videos. Yeah. Like I said this on Twitter, I've said it a couple times, but like the algorithm, as it were, is literally just a device for human interest. That's all. It's a computational machine for what people are interested in. So the conclusion to be drawn from that, if your branching out content isn't performing like you want to, it might be that your videos aren't that good. And
Shit sucks.
You have like
get good, kid.
But it's not that. But it's not that you can't get good at them. It's you have to be willing to be bad at something before you can master it. And a lot of YouTubers, I think, once they've made it in something, their ego kind of gets in the way.
You don't want to relearn basketball.
You don't want to be the small YouTuber again.
Absolutely.
And that's what
it took me
them.
a while to get over my own fucking bridge.
Yeah.
So I was like, bro, I'm someone. I don't need to be getting 10 views a video. I feel like a chump.
Yeah. Yeah.
Once you slap yourself in the face and say, stop being a little bitch and just do it.
Yeah.
Look what happens.
Yeah. So for me, my conclusion is like, oh, maybe the thing I start making isn't working. I'm going to reel back, and my solution is make better videos. And I'm just going to keep doing that until it doesn't work anymore.
Yeah, but it's very much like
well put.
You mentioned the algorithm. Like I mean, there's like content that's for sure, like you can tell that they're like kind of doing the Mr. Beast, like highly optimized. This is to get your attention immediately and like all this kind of stuff, right? But there's still like something to be said of the algorithm at the end of the day. Like if you're going and you're going, if you're sitting there and you're going, man, I just don't understand why my views are going down. I don't understand why this is happening. I can't branch out. They've locked me in. The algorithm, they've done this. Who is they?
They is the audience.
It's the viewer. The viewer at the end of the day, just like all of us as creators, your interests change. The things you like watching change. All these niches that get carved out all the time and all these YouTubers explode from them or whatever, there's no guarantee that people are going to be interested in them all the freaking time. It's just not how life works. There are so many games and so many shows, movies, whatever you want to talk about, that over the years have ebbs and flows to them, right? They change. Like, we keep talking about this wave thing, but it really is like that for this too. It's like peaks and valleys. And you gotta I don't know. I am very much against the mindset that the algorithm is like out to get you, or like YouTube is like gone downhill, all this kind of stuff.
True.
It's like, dude, YouTube is
Copium.
It's genuinely one of the only platforms. Like, dude, talk about a platform that you can barely grow on because there's no algorithm. Twitch. There's like no way to grow aside from bringing people to Twitch from other social media
Or
sites.
just get a hot tub.
What I do want to add to that though with
Damn
Twitch,
it, Matt.
what I do want to add to that, you're not wrong. I wanted to tack this on here with Twitch because this is to your point. Another thing I realized, like when I was,
I'm just saying it's people are lucky that there is an algorithm that actually feeds them content and recommends
people that wanna watch
There's
it.
millions of
Dude, it's
videos
too
being uploaded
good.
every day. We are like the platform. You have a spot where you can upload a video with no subscribers, and if the video actually is good, YouTube will actually promote it.
Correct.
That's pretty insane that we live in a world like that. And I don't want to like be like a corporate lover or whatever of
Corporate
YouTube,
lover.
like a corporate shill for it. That's not what I'm saying. I'm just
shill.
like, it's just when people say it's harder to grow, it's like you actually have way more tools to grow. There's a lot of competition though.
Well,
that's the biggest problem.
What I was going to say, JC, was that like, but it fits very well. What you say, Twitch has no algorithm for growth. But here's the thing with Twitch. I mean, Twitch has made some decisions since past year, whatever.
Yeah.
But I'm just saying, Twitch as a concept, like, I like when I was thinking about that stuff, I also kind of came to the conclusion that the easier it is to acquire a follower, the less valuable it is. On Twitch, for example, sure, there's no algorithm to grow organically, and people complain about that all the time. But the thing on Twitch, and I can vouch for this for my community, and so can you, and even Matt, like your community is like stronger. Yeah. It's really there, man. Like,
because you're hardcore. It's a hardcore base.
Yeah.
They followed you from another platform to that platform because there's no outright algorithm.
But even like just in the fact that of like on Twitch, you have, I don't know what you might say, less competition. I don't know if it's even less competition, but the time spent that a viewer spends on your channel on Twitch is way more valuable, and you're way more connected than something like TikTok. All right. People will have literally millions of TikTok followers, but like 100 Twitter followers.
Couldn't sell 100 t-shirts.
Correct.
Something like
Yeah,
that.
exactly. And it's like people flock to TikTok in the past couple of years. I'm not saying TikTok doesn't have value. That's not what I'm saying. But like the numbers are so inflated to what it actually like a million YouTube subscribers, for example. Like that's like a big deal, and that's like very respectable, and people want to achieve that. 1 million TikTok followers is like cool, but it's not like groundbreaking. It's not as impressive. And that's because it is easier to
They're not as
obtain.
loyal, because the algorithm is meant to source it to as many people as possible that'll find interest in it.
Mm-hmm.
But not meant to grow a strong, like dedicated audience that loves you for everything you do.
But the actual mechanic of that is like how is it less valuable? It's because there's less time spent. On Twitch, you sit down and watch someone for 2, 3, 4 hours with them, interacting with them. On TikTok, you come across a creator for maybe a minute and then it's gone. So it's like the thing that's the value is time. And Twitch, sure, you can't grow on there organically. I don't believe that's true anyways, but like
it's definitely I would say it's the hardest.
It is the hardest, but the work you put in is the most valuable and it's the most long lasting.
It is, man. I'm not gonna lie. I have people this past week where I'm like, damn, you've been like, someone just resubbed this week for 48 months straight.
Yeah.
Like multiple people.
Yeah.
And I'm like,
years.
damn, these people are like, a lot of you guys are watching this podcast. Like, you guys have been here for so long, and it's not like a ton. It's not like thousands or anything like that. It's just like a couple hundred kind
That's
of thing.
still a lot of people though.
But like, but what Twitch, I will say this, what Twitch has made me realize, and this kind of goes with everything that you said, this kind of goes all hand in hand. I had a step back moment like you did. Mine wasn't sickness. Mine was being swatted, which is very interesting. We both we had both a potential like similar something outside
Circumstances out of your control.
circumstances out of my control caused me to switch it up. Or
To break
motivated me
the
somehow.
mold of what you were doing currently.
Yeah. Like it was 2018. I was like not doing super well. Everybody in the community was like really negative, and I wasn't really enjoying what I was doing as much. And then like I got done playing a zombies map and ended up being like, you know, we all know the story on that one. I remember just like taking a step back that December and just going, okay. And then what I worked on those like putt-putt videos where we're all like doing those like vlogs in Alabama, and it was super fun to make those. I was like, I'm just gonna make some stuff I want to make for a second, and then like try to think about like what I actually want to do with my audience again. And it was like, I think I'm gonna switch platforms for a bit and just see what happens. And I think if I like really, really push this and take this bad moment and push it into something good, like something really hype instead, it might be able to work out. Still been on Twitch for 4 years, almost 4 years. Oh, I guess no, 48 months. People live in sub for 4 years. That is crazy.
That is a long time.
Like, yeah, once it becomes January, it'll be like an official 4 years. But like that is, it's weird that I wonder if like I would have had the same realization if that didn't happen to me. Not ever thinking that that's okay to do to somebody,
Right,
but like
right.
I really wonder like,
No, I agree.
what would have taken me to do that step back moment.
I think that's how it has to happen a lot of the time.
Yeah.
Something like you have to be brought to your knees in order to
Brought
like
to your knees in
stand
a
again.
Walmart.
Just fell to my knees in a Walmart.
I love that
yeah.
meme.
Yeah, it's so good. It's so
It's
good.
just replies on TikTok. right?
Yeah, it's on Twitter and stuff. It's like my favorite thing to say.
Yeah. But I just think that like,
I think it kind of has to happen that way. Like as much as it sucks, you need something to shake you out of the like almost comfort zone that you're in.
Yeah.
Because nothing else will. Because you're in your comfort zone. Why would you ever leave? Of course you won't. Something's got to shake you out of it
That's a fair point.
forcibly. And I'm not saying that's okay. And and having mono really sucked.
Oh, dude.
But like,
Felt like there were chainsaws in my throat.
yeah,
Mono's terrible. That'll
Yeah.
shake you out of anything, bro.
correct. But hey, man, put me on a better path. And you know what? Thank God for that.
That's good. I feel like a lot of people are still stuck in like just going through the motions and doing what they think they have to do, or what's historically worked for them, and it's not performing the same, and they're unwilling to rip the Band-Aid off. You know?
Yeah.
this is why I always talk about how much I like Cody Co and Noel's content.
They change it up constantly.
They
bro.
do. They went from they like were a perfect example of even changing the wave that they were on before it got old. They've talked about this on a podcast they were on recently, not their own podcast, on somebody else's podcast, and because they're really laid back and chill on theirs. But like Cody Co and Noel, they would do these videos that are called "That's Cringe," and they were like massively popular.
Yeah.
Like
We love
like
That's Cringe.
20 million views
Yeah.
for some of them. Like just really funny. Like, you know, they're being kind of like, you know, they had sharing the memes that they were like bullies or whatnot, even though they were just being like funny because some of the videos they're watching were insane. Like doing so well, and then they just stopped. They just stopped doing it. They didn't even stop because it was getting less views. They just stopped because they were like, yeah, I can just see where this is going, and this is like, I want to actually switch this up to a different model. And then they started doing like their, putting more force into their TMG studios, their like podcasting company or media company at this point. And it's kind of crazy watching like where their content has gone and where it's switched from. And in many cases, they just naturally did it themselves without people being like, yeah, you need to switch this up. No, everybody wants them to do that. That's cringe, but they don't do it.
They have a unique stance on things, really, because I feel like their following is actually quite loyal,
Yeah.
but they also change it up and hit these new like waves and trends and the algorithm different ways. So they're hitting it from both ends. I feel like
Yeah. They're making music videos.
they've
Yeah.
done so many different, like completely different things back to back to back to back, and
Yeah.
all of them have been successful. And I
Yeah.
think people just really like them because they're super talented and they're hilarious. But
And you know what's interesting about the fact that they cut some of the things that we're doing? Like, as weird as it is, that is a asset to use as a content creator. Like, if you have something, content format that people really like, and then you cut it, you might say that makes them stick around more, because what if you drop another one?
Yeah.
Like,
Content scarcity.
yeah.
Makes it more like
Not kidding.
yeah.
I mean,
I think I listened to that podcast. They were talking about it. They're like, oh, it became more of like this rare series because it's so limited in how many
Yeah.
there were.
Yeah.
they did. Yeah, they mentioned like it was something that they didn't even have the intention sometimes of like really recording one. Like it was just like, oh, this is really funny. Let's make a video on this.
Yeah.
And they didn't want to they didn't want it to become like a
thing.
hey, weekly we got to do this thing.
That's
right?
maximizing the productivity of that, and they didn't do it.
Exactly. They didn't. They took a step back on it.
Mm-hmm.
And I think there's some stuff like that on my channel too, where like I've definitely done that. Where like I would say like one of the best series on my channel ever was like the debate show thing. Like whatever
That's a
name it
classic.
had. It could have any name. It doesn't matter. The videos
Those
are
are good
so
videos.
good. Like shout out to Bam for the edits on those. But like I keep thinking in my head, I'm like, I would love to do more of it because people genuinely loved it. Like I could see that being honestly, I could see it being maybe in a world, the only videos I upload would be just that. But then at the same time, I'm like, man, does that take away from how cool it is?
Mm-hmm.
That like there's just a whole episode where we're talking about going to Terry Black's barbecue and we're just popping off for like 30 minutes.
It
And
is
it's the
one of
funniest
a
thing
kind.
ever.
If nothing else, you could say it is one of a kind.
It's like things people say. Remember that time when like all that kind of stuff that I got known for? Like I'm very glad things people say is over. Like I put the bookmark down and I was like, there needs to be a finale, like a final thing to this. I think Liam did the same thing with Boogie Boys.
Yeah.
He wanted one last run when we were in Austin for that season 3 skit thing, skit series that he was doing. And he was like, I want to put like a punctual note at the end of it and let it be this thing, this chunk of time that people can go back on and look at this like rare
And good,
thing.
honestly, good.
Yeah. Like I'm glad in retrospect, I remember how we were like, oh dude, I don't know if I want to record another one of these, but I'm kind of glad we did.
That's what I'm saying.
'Cause
Like
what
what we're talking about at the beginning of the podcast, we're like, oh yeah, in the moment, whatever some circumstances might have sucked.
Yeah.
But we look at that now, we're like, yeah, I'm glad I did that.
Yeah.
I'm glad it happened.
Dude, most of like the stuff we've recorded over the years has been like just beyond memories, like just amazing memories that I'm going to take for years and years and years and years. Like I very, very much so feel like I lately in the last like year or so, I want to be someone who keeps finding a new wave and finding like obviously with work, I've been doing one thing for a bit. I'm not saying in terms of my dev job. I'm talking about like just content creator brain here over to the side hustle. Like what I really want to do is just like keep on experimenting and trying some new stuff because I love the idea of like different eras and I love the idea that you can look at somebody's channel and go, okay, let's see like where's the 2020
The
era?
epochs.
The epochs. Where's the zombies era? Where's the debate show era? Where's this? Where's that? Like I love just thinking about those things and I just think changes a way of life and change and adapting on YouTube is very natural and people who are scared of it, I feel for them, but I also, hey, to get to where we all got to, we had to be scared of it a little bit as well at the very beginning. We were all probably like this.
We had to be more than that. We had to be willing to be bad at it
for $0.
Mm-hmm.
That's another thing.
We had
too.
to be willing to be bad at something for free.
Yeah.
When
It's
you
like
think
with
about it.
anything. It's like this goes with content.
Bad for free.
Yeah, like you are making
So
stuff
true.
to the wind for free in the hopes that you get 3 comments that somebody would like it.
Yeah.
You know?
I remember going to school and being like, I have 75 subscribers.
Dude.
And feeling like the baddest guy
Matt.
in the room.
You know what? It's
was
like one of the things I've actually I've tried to get back in touch with is like, I know you guys are going to know what I'm talking about. You guys remember the feeling of like hitting 100 subscribers.
Oh, dude.
How like epic that felt. I've really tried to get back in touch with the feeling that I had when I first started my channel. Just like that, you know what I'm talking about. That raw like magic.
I don't know if I'm ever going to be able to
of
have that
every little
again
thing.
from this.
You'll get glimpses of it. And if you're paying attention to yours, I don't know,
Nah,
man.
dude. That
What,
was
why?
like the most pure time. I don't know. It's just like, it was so crazy. The 75 sub thing, I'll never
definitely depends on what
forget.
you're doing now. But
Then when I got the biggest thing I wanted back in the day was getting on Machinima. That's all I wanted so bad. Like I wanted to be on Machinima Respawn, and then I wanted to get like a partnership with Machinima. And when I got those, I was so
Well, you were
stoked.
actually in Machinima?
Yeah.
What? I didn't
whoa,
know that.
that's okay. That's a whole other discussion.
What
for
in
another
the
time.
world?
You guys never signed with Machinima?
Hell no.
No, sir.
I guess
How
I'm
did you
really
get out?
OG.
Are you still in it?
No, I got out a long time.
Dude,
Yeah,
no one could get out.
It
Literally,
still exists?
no, I'm just saying like that was like, do you remember like there was like a couple of years where people were like, I literally cannot leave Machinima.
Yeah.
How do I get out?
No, I got out. I got out actually before all that stuff happened. I went to IGN with like I actually like a
Matt, we got to
Matt,
talk
you were
about
on,
this
wait,
sometime.
no, wait. What do you mean you were on IGN?
You didn't know any of this?
When were you on IGN?
I actually
How
got in
long
with like
have we
like an
known you?
OG. So I started on Machinima.
This man was on IGN?
How
Dude,
long
I
have we
tried
known this man?
really hard to get on Machinima. Like that's all I wanted for like the first 3 years of YouTube. Then I got on after like I think I had like 8,000 subs at that time. Got on Machinima. I did that for a while. Had the whole $2 RPM thing. Whatever.
What do you do?
CPM.
What did you do on Machinima?
I did some videos for Respawn, like Call of Duty videos, but
What?
I didn't even really care about that. I wanted the partnership.
Do those videos still exist? I need to see those.
I don't know, maybe.
Wait, what do you mean? Did you just like do like tips and tricks?
No, yeah, I would just like help make the videos
Huh?
for
You didn't-
Respawn.
but you
Like they
didn't
would
talk-
upload some people's videos to Respawn.
but you wouldn't
Like,
talk in them.
did you help produce them? Like commentary or like
Yeah,
edit?
like the gameplay and shit.
Matt getting the gameplay?
What do you mean,
Bro.
Why is this so foreign?
I'm just like, but you weren't like a host on Machinima.
No.
You were just
no.
like-
Like every once in a while, I feel like I don't. Maybe I'm thinking of a different channel. Then
No, I know what channel you're thinking of.
they would upload like partner videos.
Right. It was kind of like a rerun
Like
thing.
you know Champ Bailey's.
Yeah.
he had videos on Machinima Respawn.
Yeah. Okay. But I just
Like
didn't
you
know.
didn't have to be like some of the guys were really popular, but I wasn't.
But then what? How? All right. Explain the IGN thing. What happened?
So I was a Machinima partner for a while. Then it's a group called Atomic Partners. This might be foreign to you. It was Jericho.
this is why I love this podcast because I never would have known this.
It
if
was,
we
let me
didn't
think
get-
of story. It was Jericho, Vicstar, T Martin.
Oh my god.
It might have been Muzzafuzza.
No way.
Like
dude.
that
OG.
group of
Guys,
COD.
If you know who Muzzafuzza is, you are old.
You-
like
yeah.
us.
I'm trying to think. There's
You're
a couple
crusty.
other ones. It was that group of COD YouTubers. Might have been Allier, like that OG group, and I was part of it. That got signed to IGN through their network through a company called Atomic Partners.
What did you do? I don't understand how you're signed to IGN. I don't
know
get
either.
that.
I don't know. I got the deal. I don't know how.
Did
it
you
happened.
make things for IGN?
No, I just was a partner with them.
I didn't even know IGN had partnered
I didn't
content.
It was a
either.
very
I was
small
today
window,
years old
so
when I
this
learned
actually ended up
IGN
screwing
partners.
me in the end.
Oh no.
It was like a 2-year window. This is while I was in college. Then they were going to disband their partnership program, right?
That's why I haven't heard about it, I guess.
Exactly. So they disbanded it. But when they released me from the partnership,
Yeah.
Activision claimed all of my videos.
Yo,
Immediately.
there it is. Mm-hmm.
And they didn't realize that was going to happen. So I'm like, on my own, Activision's claimed every single one of my videos. And I'm trying to get partnered with a new network, which was Omnia. Actually, it wasn't Omnia. It was going to be another. It might have been. I forget what it was. I was going to go in another group, but I couldn't get partnership because all of my stuff was flagged by Activision.
Was it just back then when they would just flag gameplay?
Yeah, like so. As soon as you weren't associated with an MCN, you were like considered like like a regular channel. They claimed everything like
Even though you weren't-
copyright and whatever.
But you weren't making money if you're just a regular channel.
Well, that was the issue. It like basically demonetized my entire channel because I wasn't partnered with an MCN anymore, and I had like all of those videos flagged as copyrighted material that Activision would just take all the money from.
For context, guys, you couldn't make money on YouTube unless
Well,
you
yeah, so-
on
so-
games unless you
so
were
the
in
reason
a
I wanted to be on
network.
Machinima so bad is because I wanted to be legitimate. I wanted it to be like,
Yeah.
because my mom and dad are like, you have to get a summer job. Like this is,
Yeah, yeah.
this is a hobby. It's not a job. And I was like, you're wrong. Watch, I can make money at this. Other people do it. I'm going to do it. So I
Yeah.
got Machinima, started making money. It was like jack shit, but they were like, okay, somewhat legitimate. And then I was able to do it as my job, convince them to do it as my summer job once I started making money. So in college, it was IGN. Then I got screwed out of that, and they weren't able to help me like get the videos reclaimed. So I'm like frantically looking for someone on the internet that knows how to like contact Activision and get my stuff to be unflagged so I could start making content like as a career again. And that's when I found Omnia in Austin.
Right.
He was like, I'm telling you, I can do this for you. I know how to do it. I have the connects.
Do you still have channels in Omnia?
Actually, my main channel is back in Omnia now. Yeah.
Do you know mine is too?
Really?
Yeah.
You guys still are a network?
Yeah, I know. It's crazy.
What?
That's the only channel that's in a network. And there's a reason for it too.
What?
It's a long story. We can get that in a second if you want. But anyway, so Austin at Omnia, this is before Omnia existed. It was actually called Square One. That was his original like MCN.
One.
Yeah, this is like real OG shit.
Dude,
If you care about this.
Wild.
So he hit me up and I was talking to him and I just didn't believe he could do it because he's like a nobody from a nobody network. Like they had no one signed to them. He's like, I'm telling you I can get your stuff fixed. And at this point I was desperate. So I was like, all right, I'll sign to you guys. He got it done like he said he would. Like 6 months later, Omnia Media bought out Square One. I don't know how much for, but I'm pretty sure it was a good amount of money because he had also taken on all the other IGN guys that were in the same boat as me. He got a lot of those guys.
I'm so curious of the networking of all that, how that.
So then Omnia, Square One became Omnia, and Omnia, had a pretty good run. They had like a lot of pretty substantial size creators in there for a while.
Yeah.
Then Omnia got bought by Enthusiast Gaming.
Dude, that
a year and a half ago, maybe. I don't know
Feels
about
like we're going
Enthusiast,
through a
but
yearbook
as soon
right
as
now.
Omnia got bought out by Enthusiast, Austin and Max, the two guys that I am very close with at Omnia, they left. They work elsewhere now. So I was like, all right, well,
owned by right now.
Enthusiast Gaming.
Also, why?
So-
here's the thing. I'm still in a network because I don't care or have the passion enough to try to
Fun fact,
exit and then go to Google AdSense.
I left Omnia after
Granted,
Austin
still
left. I was like, all right, I'm going to leave because I was only there more or
Yeah.
less for Austin because he was, he saved my channel essentially, and I've been great friends with him ever since.
Yeah.
I can't remember what exactly, but something similar happened where as soon as I left that network, things got way messed up for my channel. So I had to go back in the network just to make sure shit wasn't messed up.
Dude,
I don't know what happened. I forget the second time.
I remember like people always being like, man, I just like all my videos were getting demonetized. Never happened to me.
Well, yeah, if you were remember that? Managed channels?
Yeah.
And being in certain networks
I wonder
with managed
I wonder
privileges.
if there's something still on my, I very rarely am demonetized. Very rarely. Like hardly never. The only time I actually get demonetized is like I'm playing actual copyrighted music from like a trailer, like of the Game Awards or something.
Yeah.
Like that video got copyrighted. But like normal stuff where like M saying some wild stuff on stream, completely in the green, totally fine. I don't know. And I'm just, hey, I'll take that. They can take that little percent. It's all good. I'm not
It's
like,
definitely different. It's so different now than it used to be.
I was just gonna say for the viewers, like I don't know if people care like a whole lot, but YouTube was like quite different back when we
way
started. So
different.
like
you had to chase a network to make
Back in the
money.
day, bro, a $2 CPM like locked in was like heavenly.
not only that, but
Like
it
if
was
you
like,
had that, you were like God tier in terms of what you were making.
Yeah.
not only that, but like the networks themselves kind of preyed on like smaller YouTubers like us. Like, okay, so my first network was Freedom. I don't know if y'all have heard of that.
my God,
I was
at
at Freedom. But like, so you're a small YouTuber, right? Imagine they come to you like, hey, you can make money on your videos. We're going to offer you a 70-30 revenue split.
Yeah.
And me being I was like, I don't know. I was like a freshman.
You're like,
in
yes,
high
I
school
wanna
or
make money.
Something. I was like, yeah, sign me up. That sounds epic. And then I realize, hey, it's epic for like the first $10. And then you make any more than that, you're like, I'm actually getting robbed blind. But then you're signed into a 3-year contract and you're like, oh my God.
3-year deal.
I got out of it, but it was 3 years.
Holy
I
shit.
decided because I was a stupid
just
14-year-old
no one knew
kid,
it
whatever.
back
Yeah.
then.
So the thing I was going to say was like, thank God the industry has come so far.
Yeah.
Like now literally anyone can start up a YouTube channel, make a good video and make money. Like all that
It's true.
middleman stuff, not all of it, but most of it
The
is
the
just
network game
gone.
back in the day was crazy. I actually was part of like a sub network. You know Tommy, Chucky's brother?
Yeah.
Yeah, him and I had a sub network for a while. Like
Really?
very early on. Yeah. Crazy times,
Of course,
bro.
Tommy. I love Tommy.
Crazy
Dude,
times.
I don't think like people who are watching like this podcast probably know how successful Tommy and Chucky are.
Yeah. Their whole family.
And their
even
other
the
brother. Their third brother.
Scoped?
Too. Scoped.
I
He's a
don't
pro
even know.
Fortnite player.
Dude, he's nasty at Fortnite.
What? So like Tommy runs a channel called Top 5 Gaming, and it's so funny because it's like basically just a Fortnite, like amazingly Fortnite news recap, theories, just all you could like think in one place, storyline stuff. And like every video is like like a million or so views every time. And then it's really weird to think that like Tommy has that channel, and if you go back in time and keep going back in time and keep going back in time and keep going back in time, it was all inspired from zombie top fives like a long time ago. It's so weird to think about.
Yeah.
Like how people like there are people who watch those videos on Tommy's channel that like kids watching these videos, seeing how the Fortnite bus got here, and oh my god, this enemy in the sky in Fortnite, it was crazy. Like, what is this story doing? Is the banana gonna come back? I don't know, maybe. And then and then I'm watching these videos, I'm like, oh my god, our community was so ahead of its time back then, dude. Like, it's just insane that like seeing how people branched and paved their way to other communities and just where it all like stems from. That's why
Zombies truly breeded some of the best YouTubers, period.
it really did. It really did. Like people always people like to look back at zombies and look at it like all critically and negative, but like I genuinely like there's some awesome content that got like birthed from it in so many different ways. There are many Destiny YouTubers and players who are like zombies community people.
Yeah.
Mhm.
And they are like a lot of people stem from that. There's a lot of like again, a lot of Fortnite, a lot of like top 5 stuff
Whatever
all
happened
throughout
to
gaming.
Fantastical Gamer?
He sold his channel.
Did he?
Really?
Yeah, I'm still like because
I thought he did stuff on top 5 gaming with Tommy.
He was with Tommy for a while. I don't know if he is anymore.
Oh well, I found his channel. He sold it to some guy, and the current subscribers that it does have do not like him very much. I'll just say that.
Oh,
You
They
can't
do not
sell
like
a personal
him.
channel.
You cannot.
Doesn't work. You can
Yeah.
sell like a Fortnite news or something like that. Something that's like not
Something that
tied
can
to
be
an
taken over by like
yeah,
another thing.
not
But
tied to
yeah,
an
you
individual.
saw a personal channel. They do not like him. But hey, it is what it is.
it's like when the guy on Blue's Clues left.
Oh yeah, like,
Steve, no, fake
That's a very apt analogy.
the real
actually.
Steve.
That's actually a very good way to put it.
yeah.
I don't like Joe as much.
Yeah, no, that's a great way to put it. Like it felt because it feels like a betrayal, kind of like
Yeah.
Yeah.
they left me,
Yeah.
so it was never gonna go over well. Like I've seen some big YouTube channels literally like posting up on like Craigslist or whatever that they're selling their channel, and it's like who
Craigslist.
I don't know about Craigslist.
Who's going on Craigslist and buying a huge YouTube channel?
Some people get desperate.
Hey, bro, I'll give you $10.
But like who is really gonna like, but I guess the buyer is the one that is at fault in some sense, because like how do you like from a non-YouTuber's perspective, you look at a YouTuber, oh, this guy has 10 million subscribers, of course I'm gonna buy his channel. Instant success for me. But it's just not.
No, what's that price tag,
It's
bro?
just
Come
not.
on. You got to know at some point along the way that things aren't matching up here.
And it's like, even if you buy this channel, sure, okay, you have a channel with 10 million subs, they don't like you. You know what those 10 million subs are? Those are individuals. Those are people.
Yeah.
People you don't know, people that don't know you.
Nah, dude, it's the algorithm. That's the reason why the videos.
It's the algorithm. They want you stuck.
It's
Apparently.
dude, selling and converting a channel to another like ownership that actually makes it succeed is very difficult to do.
Yeah.
Way harder if it's like personality
I
based.
should also mention the person that bought Fantastical's channel doesn't make high quality content. So, but what my point was like, okay, even if you buy someone's personal channel, what if the next person makes like fire content, right? There is a chance that it could succeed.
There's a chance. It depends on the kind of content.
It would be not optimal. Like it'd be really weird, but like there's a chance if the videos are really good, people would still probably watch or would find like a new audience.
Well, if it's related to, if you buy a channel that's like a Call of Duty channel and start doing top 10 Fortnite clips.
But hey,
Good luck.
But what if the Fortnite videos are really good and it reaches a new, like it reaches people that are interested in Fortnite and they like the high quality videos and they don't really care about,
Yeah, but you know what's got to happen for that to happen? The subscribers have to be watching it enough for YouTube to think it's a good video. And if the subscribers don't give a flying F about Fortnite and they're not going to watch it, YouTube thinks it's a bad video. It never goes anywhere. I'm telling you,
fair.
I'm telling you, it is so hard to get a channel that's already existed doing new content to go well.
I have to anecdotally disagree, but I understand your point.
Let's debate this.
Okay.
What do you got?
Pat did it.
Pat did it. I've done it.
Pat started a new channel.
No, not for Fortnite.
True.
He did the exact thing
True.
you described for Fortnite and it worked.
But it failed with everything else.
What do you mean?
It didn't work with Pokemon. And it didn't work with Minecraft. He started new channels for those. And those are popping off.
But did he actually like really, really try to do Minecraft on the main channel?
I wouldn't say Minecraft, but Pokemon, yeah. And the new Pokemon channel is popping off.
Is it?
Instantly. He's like 10 videos in. It's already doing way better.
Yeah. Oh, I just want to say I'm not totally.
Okay, I'll say it's possible. Very difficult.
I'm not totally disagreeing with you, but like I feel like I've successfully made that switch.
You know what?
4
I'm changing my
times.
mind. I take it back. He hit that perfectly with the wave. Because at the same time that he was doing those videos when he switched from zombies to Fortnite, we were also doing Fortnite on top 10 trends. And those videos were outperforming anything we've ever done before. And it's completely unrelated to what we were doing with top 10 trends.
Yeah.
I will argue that Fortnite was so big and it was hitting so hard that no matter what, as long as you made a good Fortnite video, it would have worked.
So you're saying,
but I'm saying if it's a normal, like saturated market already,
right,
it's way harder to get a channel that's got like a specific niche to do a new one and have that pop off versus starting a brand new channel and have that pop off.
Yeah, I agree. Yeah, I'm not saying it isn't difficult, but it's not. I think it's just not impossible.
Probably not impossible.
My view is it just takes more time. I think it's possible, but it just takes more time
and you
more
have to
videos.
learn, depending on what it is, you have to learn how to make new videos.
But I'm saying like there's an element of like if I want to be a Halo YouTuber, if I make one Halo video and it does less because my audience is not like used to it, and then I stop.
Also, people won't subscribe for Halo because they're like, oh,
They're
it's
like,
not
this
gonna upload
channel
again,
is not a Halo channel. They did one Halo video. Why would I sub to this?
Yeah.
And so
Yeah,
if you did like 10 of them and they're all really good,
You're saying for a new channel or pre-existing channel?
pre-existing. I think it's
I don't
possible.
think it has anything I don't care at all about who subscribes and who doesn't. I'm saying if you want like the videos start popping off, you got to have YouTube help push them.
Right. But
And if all of your people that are like clicking on it and going to watch what they think you're going to post normally and they watch a Halo video, they don't care about it, YouTube's going to be like, oh, they don't like the video. You know what I'm saying? The reason I say this is because I tried this like 4 times and every single time it failed. And then I started one new channel and it worked.
Understandable.
You go.
What I would say is
I'm
every
in the
time
debating mood.
every time I have made a transition of some major form on my channel, what I've noticed, to your point where like you kind of commit to it for a bit, was like, like for I don't know, it depends on what it was, but the first like 10 to 20, 30 uploads maybe, okay, actually great example. Okay, so the first time I switched from doing zombies and I started posting PUBG in like 2018.
Twice.
I've done this 4 times.
Oh
I would
shoot,
say.
never mind.
Don't you have a separate PUBG channel?
No, I did on my main. And
What's your second channel?
I did Star Wars Battlefront on my second channel.
You don't have any PUBG in the second channel?
I used to, but then I started doing it on the main and it did good because what happened was I would post a PUBG video and it would do really bad for the first like month. It would just sit there and it was like way less viewed than any of my other zombie stuff. But I committed to it. I just kept doing it again and again. And they weren't getting watched from subscribers, but eventually, thank the algorithm or whatever,
the gods.
they were getting placed where they needed to be in YouTube. So they were reaching totally outside my zombies audience. But it took some time. In fact, every time I uploaded, it was like the reverse of like what a lot of YouTube channels are now, where they post something and they look at the real-time views and it's like it bangs right when it uploads and it slowly fades off and it dies. It does one of these. Mine were like the opposite. It was dead, and then like that.
Yeah.
And so I have been through that pattern probably 3, maybe 4 times on my channel where like trying a new thing, it always bombs for a long time sometimes. And then, but you make good videos and eventually it gets where it needs to go.
Okay.
The evergreen.
Fair.
The evergreen video.
And again, I'm not saying it isn't hard, but I truly think it's not impossible for any channel.
No, yeah, I would agree with that. It's definitely possible. I think
it's frustrating.
I think if you posted the same videos, we should try this. You post the same video on a new channel and the existing channel. I think the new channel gets to X amount way faster than the existing channel.
I don't necessarily disagree with that either. However, I think it greatly depends on the type of video and the circumstances surrounding it.
That's true.
There's a lot of variables that play into that.
I think what he's saying is like it depends on the video. Like the video has to be if the video is not that interesting, it might not.
Well, if the videos are crap, then
like,
they're gonna do bad probably
that's still
either
the
way.
main
But
number one thing.
yeah, no, you make good videos, they're gonna get found
Yeah.
eventually.
It's even like this. This kind of brings up what I wanted to talk about too with shorts, because the thing with shorts is like I think now there is like, I hate to even call it, but I think like shorts are kind of like the low hanging fruit, or like they will become the normie content in the sense that everyone can make and consume it. So there's no barrier to that. But the thing with shorts, and something that we've learned, is like there's a very specific, like with long form content, there's a little more nuance you can have with making a really good like longer video. But with shorts, I think it's pretty straightforward how you keep people around. And for Jesser, if you've never watched any of his shorts, you don't even necessarily care about what's going on screen, but you are sticking around to watch something happen. And I think, and it clicked with me with something I was actually listening. I was listening to some stuff in the car on the way here. Do you guys know who Andrew Huberman is?
No.
That sounds familiar.
He does a podcast. He does like, I don't know. I'm trying to remember the exact. It's like neurobiology stuff. Like,
Okay.
he talks about the brain a lot and how it works. But the thing, it kind of clicked with me with shorts was like, the feeling that people are addicted to is actually not reward. It is like the anticipation of reward. So literally those videos, if you notice, they cut off as the thing or the punchline or the ending is happening. You watch the whole video waiting for something to happen. And because as soon as it happens, you're gone. You don't care anymore.
Yeah.
So they have it set up in a way where like it's perfect, where you are engaged in every millisecond right until something happens. And they get you for that whole video. That's the formula.
They tease you.
You keep people like anticipating something. Not, again, it doesn't even matter what the thing is necessarily. Yeah. The better it is, sure, maybe that's better. But like keeping people in an anticipatory state is actually the feeling they like, not the reward itself.
Yeah.
Dude, I love this stuff.
This is great. I have a really,
it clicked
like,
to me and like, wow, that actually changed the way that I see like shorts.
So do you not think the payoff exists for long form? Like, I mean, there has to be a payoff still in long form.
Yeah,
that makes
yeah.
sense. But like, I think it's just different because.
Well, like, okay, so with long form,
sorry, I have a really bad comparison.
Go for it.
Go
what were you
for
say?
It's like as soon as you nut, you're instantly like, damn, dude, like, why?
Okay,
Matt says the things that I cannot say on camera.
Okay, Matt.
I'm sorry, chat. I mean, comments.
They're chat.
I'm not really sorry. I had to say it.
No, but
we were all thinking.
No, I won't. I'll make it sound so silly. But think about it. Like when you're interested in a girl, for example, like, isn't the chase kind of what you're addicted to?
Everyone loves a chase.
That's what I'm saying.
Exactly.
It's the same thing. The chase is what you're addicted to.
The honeymoon phase.
Not even the honeymoon phase. Like the pursuit. In some sense, like the chase of it all.
Yeah.
Dude, that sounds so creepy.
No. It's a thing.
I know what you mean.
But you get what I mean.
The chase, yeah.
I don't want to make your analogy not sound so weird, but you get what I'm saying. Like,
no,
yeah.
I mean, mine was definitely the worst of the three. But
you get that like butterfly feeling of like, oh, something might happen.
Yeah, exactly. That's exactly what I'm describing.
It's like, yeah,
Does she like me? You know, like,
I think she might. She
Like,
sent me this emoji.
yeah.
Yeah, it's the chase. But with long form, because you're right, there does have to be some kind of payoff. But the thing with long form is like, I've noticed that the most engaging long form videos, they always do this thing where they're like, hey, this is crazy, but keep watching because something even crazier is about to happen. Or
Long form is like, it's like multiple payoffs now.
yeah, that's what the best long
Like
form
the Mr. Beast video
and
now
they
is-
scale in intensity as you get through the video, so
Yep.
you can't click away because the next one's going to be even crazier.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like,
So it's like,
Mr. Beast's newest video is like, it's like they have a train breaking through something. Then they have someone else like jumping into the water or something. Like, it's just like multiple things that they're like, they could have done one video on the train breaking through a wall and like seeing it in slow-mo and stuff. But instead it's like one of like 8 things.
Mhm.
And it's like, that's kind of how it is. It's like they're taking like the short form payoff thing, right? Where you get that like payoff and then cut. And they're doing that in a long form way. And it's basically, in a way, it's like 10 shorts put together.
yeah, yeah.
Like, in a way, like that's kind of how it is right now. Like, and again, I think if anybody's making videos and they are looking for like just simple advice, have a payoff of some sort or something that like gets you, have a hook and know that something is going to happen, some sort of anticipation. Because I think for a lot of us, that is kind of how a lot of us found our audiences in some degree. Like, I always look back at the OG BO3 days and whatnot, and I'm like, okay, let me look at that. Okay, myth busting from Ben, Codename Pizza. What did he do? Oh yeah, he had a payoff of a myth and a bust or is it true, right? I had things people say. There was a payoff of if your comment made it into the video and people would watch and see for that payoff. Top 5s. Literally, you want to see what number 1 is. Why would you ever see what 5, 4, 3, and 2, but not 1? You want to see all the way through.
Yeah.
Right. And like, you can just see like in everybody's content, there was a reason why you would stay for the payoff at the end. And if there's, I say shorts and long form, both just very simple. If you have something like that in there, it elevates your content so much, just to letting your audience know, hey, stay tuned. Something
And
crazy
you
is
have,
gonna happen. Something
and
good's
you
gonna
have to
happen.
deliver, right? Because the
You do.
most frustrating thing is like,
Oh my God, dude.
the most frustrating thing is when they set up that something is going to happen and it just doesn't.
Don't lie to your audience.
Don't lie to your audience. That's the big
Don't
thing.
put a title and
Don't-
thumbnail that doesn't relate at all. to
Don't
what you're
blue
doing.
ball your audience, you know?
Correct.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You have
Like,
to actually do it.
It's kind of an art form to like maximize that anticipatory state and then pay off with something satisfying. And then when you do that, the viewer walks away feeling like, I learned something, I got something out of that video. That was epic. Like,
There's this element of like, I think a lot of people, especially now, if they've been doing content in the same space for a while, they'll be like, I'm going to put this title and thumbnail because I know it's going to get clicks. And the audience clicks on it and they go, dude, this is not what the title and thumbnail is. I am out of here. And that's like, that's not the algorithm like locking you into a corner. That's literally because you're lying to your audience and they're just leaving and they're not watching the video all the way through. And then YouTube's like, hey, this isn't what you say this video is.
because where people spend their time is valuable. And so if you're not like providing them that value that they're looking for, they're just going to go elsewhere because there's plenty of other places to go.
Yeah.
So like,
dude, that's like the biggest thing is like there's so many things like someone was saying this on a podcast. It's like the distraction test. I forgot who said this, but if you make a video, like a big thing is to like sit your phone right in front of your monitor, right? Say you get a bunch of notifications on your phone or whatnot, or just sit your phone right in front of your monitor or put things that could maybe distract you to like the left and right of you or something, and watch your video and watch your own video. And if you actually get distracted and like start looking at your phone or something, looking at a notification you got, the video's not as good as it could be.
I like
I
that.
thought that was the coolest like advice
Yeah,
I've ever seen.
that's
It's
pretty
like,
good.
It's like you literally do your own distraction test and see, because you have so many things now. You have, family members, you have relationships, you have text messages, you have Twitter notifications, you have all this stuff. You have a game maybe pulled up in the background, Are you going to get distracted from that video?
That is a good test.
How do you keep people engaged with the video and not want to take their eyes off the screen? And if no one knows perfectly how to do that, but that's like just a really fun test to see if it actually if your content really is like really fun to watch or not.
And it's satisfying. Well, like,
You gotta be honest with yourself though. You can't just be like, yeah, my video's so good.
yeah,
It's like, no.
It is really so hard to make videos though that are that good.
It is.
To be honest.
well, one of the challenges like I've had with my more recent like long form stuff I've been doing, is that, well, like I can even just see it like going back and watching my older ones, like they're just kind of shitty. Like when it came to approaching it, I spent a lot of time like thinking about them, and I think my ideas and a lot of them are solid, but I'm not a very naturally talented editor. I've had to really work at it to try and get better, but it's been a nice challenge for me. Is like trying to get better at editing.
Yeah.
And as I've like have done them more and more, my editing's gotten tighter. Like it's gotten better at like keeping that distraction test, as it were, like kind of dialed in. So that's been like really fun to like try and get better at, because it just isn't naturally my strong suit. But yeah, I think that is an excellent test to like see if your video can't even hook you, then what's to say it would hook some person who has no investment in you or your channel at all.
It's a very good point. You have to be very honest and candid with yourself.
It's true.
You really do.
And a lot of time I'm like, man, my shit sucks. God damn.
But you know, like when you make that one good video though, and you're like, damn, this video is so freaking good. Like I can just tell. It's a good feeling.
When you got it, you know when you got it.
Yeah.
And that's a good feeling.
Yeah.
You can be proud of it to a certain degree.
It's true. And then sometimes you make videos, you're like, man, how did this bang so hard? I don't know.
Yeah. That's
Some
true.
of them are just like, it was not great. I didn't think it was that great, but done really well.
But maybe other people have different interests.
Maybe.
What do you do?
Maybe.
You know, everybody's subjective. You know, I'm excited for Avatar in like a week, but you know, apparently the whole internet isn't.
Why?
I don't know, because everybody wants to hate everything.
Bro, I'm excited. It's been, what,
Hell yeah.
10 years?
Thank God.
I've been waiting a while.
Yeah, man. Did you hear what they did? Like, I know we're probably about to wrap the podcast, but like, did you hear what they did to like film the scenes in Avatar?
I heard something about them being underwater with a motion cap and...
Dude, like Sam Worthington, who played Mason in Black Ops, by the way, is literally underwater in mocap being filmed for scenes, and he doesn't leave the water. They just bring him, like when they do another take, he's like, it's too much effort to go out of the water and breathe the real air outside. They stay in the water and they bring more oxygen to them or whatever as they do their take. And they're really good at like not having to breathe too much underwater, like just holding their breath for a while. And then not only that, they're just staying in the water for hours to do scenes. Like they're just underwater for hours to do to film
crazy.
this movie. Like some of the scenes in this movie. I'm like,
I don't think you really... I mean...
James Cameron, man, what is this guy doing?
You ever been scuba diving?
No, I've heard it's crazy
Have
though.
you?
I've done a little scuba.
How deep?
Not very deep.
I've scuba dived one time in Australia. We went like 35, 40 feet deep.
Mhm.
And I did not realize how freaking intense that is.
Yeah, I couldn't imagine. I have really bad
So
ears with like
being,
pressure and
just
stuff.
being underwater for that long. I was
Yep.
underwater for maybe 25 minutes.
Yeah.
And I was so pruned and so like we were under there, bro. And I was like breathing so much oxygen because
Yep.
it's a lot of like pressure.
Yeah.
And it's also just kind of like a little scary. Like if you run out of air, like you're not going to make it to the surface in time, probably.
Mm-hmm.
Plus, because you'll mess up your ears, you have to go up kind of slow because of the pressure, whatever. I'm like breathing like crazy. Almost run through the whole tank. The guy's like, slow down, because you can't talk either. He's like, give me the signals and stuff. So the fact that they're under there for like hours at a time,
Apparently.
crazy.
According to him, apparently
And
someone else,
acting and trying to hold your breath. Oh my god!
apparently someone
Couldn't
else
imagine.
like broke like a record for holding their breath
Jeez.
filming stuff for the show or for the movie.
I'm excited to see
That's
it. I think it's
intense.
going to be good.
I'm like, what?
I'm trying not to watch the trailers and stuff because I don't know. I'd rather just have it
But
be
you,
all
you saw the
like-
first movie, right?
Yeah,
You know, it's also they're releasing it in a high frame rate.
really
It's not going to be 24.
interesting.
It's going to be like 48 at the movie theater.
That's really weird.
Isn't that crazy?
Bro, I cannot imagine the render time on that movie.
Oh, I know.
Probably
It's like
absurd.
4K. Yeah. Actually, it's probably
It's gonna be like a month.
It's like
4K.
IMAX
Render.
too, right?
Yeah, it's way more than 4K.
But
It's like a month.
But I'm
oh yeah, at least.
I'm so stoked to see it and be like, holy hell, a movie it's not in 24 frames per second. That's so cool.
That
to
is
me.
interesting. I'm excited. I think it'll be good. And they have another one coming out next year too, right? It's like once
I think it's every 2 years.
every 2 years.
And then apparently they filmed three is already filmed, I think. And then they might have already filmed one bit of 4 or something. And then James Cameron has ideas for like a 5, 6, and 7 potentially.
Oh my God.
Like my man is not stopping with this. He's like, I'm gonna come back. I'm gonna make the Terminator 2 to Avatar. Let's hope this is good. The reviews have come out lately, and it's pretty solid so far.
That's good.
People are going, he did it again. I'm hoping it's good, man. Also, I'm just excited because someone said it. I was watching a video, and it was a guy who was like, he's like, I'm so excited for this movie because you go to watch Avatar 2, you probably don't even remember half the character names, and the people that the movie is about, it's going to be completely fresh, and like you're just not going to even like, I don't know what the movie's going to be about. I don't know what's going to be about. I don't know what are the main characters, who are the main characters. I don't know what's going to go on, how it's going to end. And it's kind of refreshing because there's so many movies now where you're like, oh yeah, Doctor Strange and Wanda and like that's going to happen and all that kind of stuff. And then it's just kind of refreshing. There's something that, what does an Avatar 2 look like? And not only the tech of it, I'm sure it's going to be beautiful, but I'm curious story-wise because I'm a story guy. But I don't know. I'm stoked. I'm stoked. I want to see it in IMAX. I want to, maybe not in 3D because I don't like 3D.
See it in IMAX. I cannot wait for this.
I'm so,
it's gonna be amazing.
I'm gonna spend my money, go support it. But will it be better than Sonic 2 though? Probably not.
I still haven't seen either of the Sonics.
F you, dude. I'm just kidding.
I know.
How could you do that to me?
Are you going to see the Mario movie?
Dude, me and Chop we almost have like a stock of footage of us reacting to the Mario movie, and I just have not posted them. Like it's just weird. Like I feel like every couple of weeks I'm like, Chop, I think it's time. I think we should react again, and we just don't.
We were going to react at the club the other day.
At the club?
Yeah, we were gonna react maybe in the cabin. I don't know.
That could have worked.
Yeah.
I'm not a big movie guy. I don't watch a lot of movies. I'm gonna see Avatar with the family though.
Hell yeah.
We've already planned to do that because it's kind of
Are
a
you
big thing.
here for Christmas or no?
No.
When do you leave?
Friday.
Friday. This
That's
Friday?
it's a day it comes out.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
I'm leaving soon too, man.
Dude, no.
We out.
Also, the camera totally went off.
Oh yeah.
That's
right
okay.
Right on cue. We're still recording the audio.
It's the same thing happened last episode. It's really funny.
It'll be little stick figures this time. You'll have a hat. You'll have long hair.
I love it. That's so good.
How do you feel like you feeling pretty good about LA trip so far?
Man,
Chop's been here for months, guys.
Yeah, I've been here for close to 2 months. My LA experience has been really good. I'm going to say it. It's been really good. I've spent a lot of time with you guys.
Hell yeah.
I feel like I got a lot out of it. And a lot of it was just me like wanting to do things and then go doing things. And it's just that easy.
Wow, that's crazy.
Damn, dude.
Yeah, no.
Hey, I'm happy for you.
But like on a serious note, it's been really good because everyone that's lived here are like, I feel like I've really gotten closer with a lot of you guys.
That's true.
Literally all my friends are on here, which is awesome. And I would definitely want to do more of that. So there's a good chance I will probably be back quite soon.
Let's go.
Will he come back? Will he enjoy the LA and get back home and go, I want to go back to LA?
I think that's exactly what's going to happen, honestly.
You'll be busy though. You'll be doing all like, I know you got your BO3 essay video coming. You got some other ones I know you want to do. Like you got a lot of stuff you could put your mind to. It's gonna be
I got stuff to do, but that doesn't mean
That's
I'm
true.
not going to not do things out here as well, or not live out here. And I can still do I have done my stuff.
That's been really cool to see. I feel like a lot of people when they visit LA, they like come here and they just kind of like don't really do a lot of their the fact that you kept up your YouTube stuff while you've been here is pretty cool to me.
Yeah.
Like I don't maybe I'm sure it's probably a little bit less than it was before, maybe productivity wise. I don't know. But
honestly, I don't even know if I would say that. I've been
like
here the one thing last thing I'll say about this is like I noticed this in Texas too last year, and I've noticed it here where like, okay, maybe I'm more busy here than I was like if I was just back at home because I have people to hang out with. Imagine that. But like, I've started to use my time slightly more like valuably than I did. I don't know if that's a word. Than I did like, or than I would at home. Like Because I think it's a good rule to think of it in a way where like time really does fill work fills the time that you allow for it. So like you have a project, you tell yourself in your mind, oh, I have a whole day to do this. Then it's going to take you a whole day to get it done. If you have a project and you're like, oh my God, it's the same project. I have 4 hours to do this. You're going to do a whole lot in 4 hours, maybe even finish the whole damn thing. So in the context of being here, it's like, oh, I want to go hang out with you guys or do this thing or whatever.
Right.
I have, instead of 8 hours, I have 4 hours to work on this thing. I can get it done in 4 hours. You have no idea like how productive you can be if you, given the constraints.
Till you push yourself to do it.
Yeah. And so when you actually give yourself some real constraints that you actually don't mind having, like it's great. It's a good excuse to not have as much time to work on content if you have friends to hang out with. That's excellent. But that also means you're going to be more productive with the time that you do have when you are working. And so that's been really valuable to me. Yeah, sure, there's been some times here where like I don't work on something as like diligently as I could, but that happens. But all in all, it has been like a net positive, and I will probably take that same energy back home for a while and be productive. It may become loose again at some point, but then I'll just come back here.
Yeah.
So
It's like definitely the it's like being around people. You've said it before, being around people just gets your creative brain going sometimes too.
Yeah,
Even
yeah,
like when we're not talking about creative stuff, sometimes we'll just naturally.
I felt more
happens.
motivated to work when we were done with the ski trip.
I've always felt that
Yeah.
with these kind of groups. Like whenever we hang out with other creators specifically and just have a good time, I'm always more motivated to do shit after that.
Mhm.
Yeah, dude, I've been streaming God of War since the ski trip, and I'm like, oh my God, dude, we've had some crazy streams the past week. Like,
Yeah.
there was one stream where we gained 500 subs in one stream.
That is insane.
It was from a
That's
legend
awesome.
named Wistful.
That
Shout
is
out to
a lot.
Wistful.
That's awesome.
But like, it was like, you know, I was kind of getting like a little bit, not burnt out, but I was definitely like, oh my God, dude, this is gonna be a long playthrough. This is like, I'm not done with God of War Ragnarok yet, and I'm 37 hours into the game. The save file says 37 hours, and I've only played it on stream. And I'm like, this is crazy. The first game, or like the last one, was only like 14 to 18 hours. So it's literally like triple the time somehow. And when I got back from the ski trip, that was like the first thing I've been doing, is just going like, okay, let's get it done before Christmas gets here. Let's get this done in this time allotted. And I feel really like passionate about doing it. The only reason I didn't stream it tonight is because we were filming this. But like, I think I'll probably beat the game tomorrow. And I don't know, I've been really motivated too from just hanging out in that session. That was really fun.
Yeah.
The hot tub was very fun too.
That
love
was
the
a
hot
great
tub.
time. That was so fun.
Dude, you can't go wrong with a hot tub night.
You can't,
It's so good.
especially when you try to fit 10 people in a 4-person hot tub.
Chat, y'all have not seen it, but it was incredible.
It was
Yeah,
nuts,
there
bro.
was that was not a big enough hot tub.
We displaced a lot of water.
Quite
Yeah.
a ton.
yeah.
I will say though, I really like having you here, bro.
Hey man, I appreciate
It's
it. No,
been
for
good.
real. Like that means a lot. Like it's just been really fun for me to be out here, and like I love seeing my friends thrive. Like that's what I love. And like I feel like I've been kind of thriving out here a little bit too. And like I want more of that. So there's a good chance I'll be back.
Dude, I think you've been killing it, man. I've said
Thanks,
it on my
dude.
stream, but like I always like I said this before, but I was like there was a time when and I mean no disrespect with this, but like there was a time where like if someone was like, all right, what's a Ch0pper video? I would be like, I could probably name like a couple of things, but it wasn't like spot on.
Yeah.
Like what it
I don't
is.
think I ever had it either until
And now I'm like looking at your content, and dude, every time one of your videos pops in my feed, I'm like, all right, I'm definitely putting this one on. Like if I'm busy, like especially it's kind of like very podcasty. It's like I can throw it on in the car as I drive to work, or I can throw it on like, just as I'm cleaning up around the house or something.
Making dinner or whatever.
Yeah. And I know what your videos, I'm like consistently, I know what they are. And it's so cool to be able to like look at your channel now and like see them like pop up and like get recommended to me. And then not only that, like I can just tell in the comments, people are like, oh hell yeah, I was so excited for you to get to this one. And you're like, dude, people are
Man,
excited
that's
for
the
my
feeling I
future
like,
content.
man.
Like
Yeah.
that's so cool.
Yeah.
And
No,
you've been killing it, and I love that. Like, even though you're in LA, you didn't just come here and do nothing. Like, you actually came here and still did stuff for your channel, like without any of our like help or anything. Like, it wasn't like group content. LMAO.
Although we did make
we did make some group content, but it wasn't like that where it was like you didn't come here and go, man, I really need to make all this group content and do and upload this to my channel right away. You literally just came here and just did your thing, and just we talked about it every now and then. If you ever wanted like some advice on a video, sure, but like I don't know, I just love how I love how you've done things the past.
He just
couple
loves
months.
you, man.
I just think Chop's killing it, dude.
I appreciate it.
I agree.
He's being successful like without any reliance on like I just don't know how to explain it. Like, I really don't. It's like you're being successful just like on your own. And
No,
it's so
I
cool
get
to
that.
see.
Yeah.
Like, it's very easy for us to all come together anytime and be like, okay, I need a video to bang. Let's record something all together.
Mhm.
Like, that's like very easy to do. And granted, we don't do that like as we should, right? Everybody's talked about that.
We could all do a little more of that.
We could all do a little bit more. But I love that you're just doing your thing. You're doing what's consistently working, and it's just you're killing it. Like,
Thanks, man. And I'm having fun with it too.
yeah.
I do. It's hard for me to relate because like you've come out, Miles come out, Lex came out for a while. Going to like a completely foreign place, maybe not foreign, but like, you know, far away, and then spending several months in a place and continuing to get all of your day-to-day work done, plus getting to hang out with friends, plus doing, you know, going on trips and having experience. That's kind of a lot to take on. So I like to back his point. I think it's impressive that you've been able to do what you do at home normally, plus make it like a whole trip, like an extended trip out of this. It seems like you're able to get both of like the best of both worlds in that way.
Yeah. No, thank you. I appreciate that. And the thing I noticed was like, it's kind of that thing where I said earlier, where I realized like I've got about 2 months here, like, and I really wanted to make use of it. And I feel like I really did. So I'm grateful to even have the opportunity to have done that in the first place. And like having y'all around has just made it even better.
More Cracked Kitchen episodes.
More Cracked Kitchen always.
Let's go. You know what's weird? I just thought for the first time,
Yeah.
I should make an mcsportzhawk video of something of us doing something together. I haven't had that thought in like
I'd be
a
down.
long time.
That'd be fun.
It's kind of weird that I've
would it
never
be?
just been like, yeah, we should just like do one group video together of whatever we want and just post it. Like, why not?
That'd be
I mean,
fun.
if
I literally haven't had that thought for a long time till just now.
if you have like a really good video idea, I'm always down.
I got to come up with something
Yeah.
first, but
Yeah.
why the hell not?
Why not, man?
Hey man, do you want to start a Reddit channel?
Stop. This is where I was going to go. The other conversation about, I'm telling you, bro, it's hard to fucking do that shit.
Yeah.
We did like 100 plus videos. Never went anywhere. I'm convinced if we started a new channel, it would have been different.
Is it what was the reason why it didn't go anywhere? Or like what channel?
Maybe
was
the
it?
videos just sucked. I don't know.
What channel was it again?
It was an old channel that I had. That
It was
I
like
don't
a
even remember.
second-
Oh, like
secondary
very old. Yeah, like a 9-year-old channel that had like 8,000 subscribers on it from random shit.
So you think that might have been a factor?
I think it totally screwed it in hindsight. At the time, I was like, I didn't really think that was a thing. And then I talked to Chucky. He's like, you need to do whatever you're doing on a new channel. Stop doing this. Stop using old channels. Stop using old channels because they have subs already. Like, doesn't matter. Do a brand new channel from scratch you make today and do whatever you want. Just do it well, like you know how to do, and it'll hit. That's exactly what he said to me. And I was like, this is after the Reddit. This is after all the other shit I tried. And I was like, oh, but I have an ego. Like, I want to have instant views, instant gratification.
It's that whole thing, man.
And then I just did what he said. And the first 2 months was painful. Like I said, I would get like 10 views a video. I did the crypto video. Crypto channel was the new channel I tried. Because I had tried it on another old channel, actually. I tried crypto videos on another old channel. And then I was like, screw it. I got to listen to Chucky. Did the new channel. 2 months of screaming to literally nobody, posting videos that got like 12 views max. Felt like an idiot. And then all of a sudden, one video hit. Rest was history. Just kept going.
Why did you not quit?
Why did I not quit?
Yeah, why'd you
Well,
not
it
stop?
didn't take that long. 2 months is not that long. We did Reddit for, I think
Dude,
I did
you
Reddit
said-
for 12 months. And I did videos daily.
But what I'm saying is, you know how many people have quit after 2 videos?
Well, yeah, I know.
How did you keep it? How did you like physically and emotionally do that?
Bro, I'd already done months
been
and
through
months
the-
and
he's
months
been
and
through
months
the
of
ringer
doing it
before.
where it did fail. Like, what did I have to lose at that point?
Yeah, I
This is
guess.
MC Sports Hawk. He's been through the ringer before.
Yeah,
I've had too many.
I'm just trying to see if there's
Too
any
many
advice.
failing ideas, bro. One of them has to hit eventually.
Too many ideas. Too many. He is an
Also-
ideas person because I was
Also, the other thing I will say that this might be a coincidence, but I don't think it is.
yeah.
The crypto stuff was the first time I was like really interested in making the content. As for all the other videos, I was chasing trends.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Literally, like Reddit trend that I saw would hit, and it was hitting, but ours never hit. I did another channel called Data Monkey.
Monkey.
What, dude? How many
Yeah,
channels
dude,
have you
you don't even
done?
know, bro. Let me tell you, I went hard during the lockdown. Oh my god, I had nothing else to do.
What's data?
My brother and I made a channel called Data. It still exists. You can find it. It's called Data Monkey, and you've seen these videos. They're like graphs, like over time,
Oh my god!
like
it's
animated graphs.
It's like what popular games?
yeah.
from
They
2000
could do
to-
any topic. So we did like the
Oh
shitload of
my-
those videos. Got to 5,000 subscribers. It just never hit. It never hit.
What?
Man, I didn't know that.
Because I also used an old channel. All of these channels that never hit were all old channels. That's why I'm
Bro.
like very convinced that our argument, I just have too many examples of it not working. And then the one time I did a new one, it did work. I can't help but feel like there's
Okay.
something there.
That's fair. That's fair.
But I also,
think you're
like I was
correct on
saying,
that.
all these other channels were purely chasing what I saw trending and saying, hey, we can do this
the crypto
at a
thing
high
was
level.
the thing you loved.
But the crypto thing, I was like really interested in the topics. And I
crypto
really
bro.
cared about, yeah, like I really cared about all the shit. So I was like, maybe that's partially why it did better. But now it's in the shitter again. So,
Now you got to find the next thing.
well, it's funny because I have already revamped what I think I'm going to do starting top of next year.
And a
Different,
boy.
it's different style. It's actually way more along the lines of your video essays. Not quite that long, but similar.
On the crypto channel or no?
Yeah.
And a boy.
But it's an adjacent. It's just more vague financial topics instead of just like specifically NFTs or crypto.
Got it. Damn.
And I
Hey.
have like 40 short
Well, good luck.
ideas.
Okay. Well, before we go, so I've had the thought of this is a long ass podcast. guys.
I knew it was going to be too short in the camera. I'm sorry, guys.
You're good.
You
bro.
should hear our voices
Man.
for the last part here. I knew it was like an hour 40.
You
I was
have
like,
to unlock it by
I was
subbing
like,
to
oh
the
man, I was
Patreon.
like, we won't go for 2 hours. There's no way. It's so late already. Here we are. We could easily go 3, I think.
We could.
Yeah.
But what were you going to say?
I was gonna say, so I see a lot of potential in me. What time is it?
12:40.
Dear God, we gotta go. But I see a lot of potential in me and Emmie doing content together. Right? Like 2 mics,
I have
kind of like.
experience there too.
I know. I've seen some of your videos that popped off from back then. We won't go into those, but
You should see my YouTube, like, you know, when you click the little avatar on top right
Yeah.
and it shows you all your channels.
It goes.
Oh, you don't even, I have like, I think it's close to 50. It's disgusting.
dude,
Not all of them are mine.
respawn. He knew.
Not all of them are mine, but it's actually disgusting
What?
how many there are on there.
Okay, well, so all right, here's my question to you. I've been wrestling with this for months now.
Kissing challenge?
No kissing challenge. Damn it. No. Okay. So here's
OGs will know that reference.
no touch my body challenge. either.
Ah, dang, dude. Those always hit.
Of course they do. They're called touch my body challenge. It's like someone said it's like you can make content like the 3 tried and true is like food, sex, and then the other one is what? Sports or like
Money.
money. That's what it is. Yeah. Food, money. Yeah, it always is.
Yeah,
that.
it's the primal needs.
So my question to you is, if me and M made, let's just say Cody Co style videos, all right? Because I love Cody Co
That he
style
does
videos.
with his fiance or?
Yeah, they've made videos together before, him and Kelsey. And I'm like, do I do that on JCBackFire or do I start a new channel? I think you would say start a new channel. I think you would say maybe JCBackFire. And I actually think, but here's what's weird. Me and Em have already made some content together in terms of like reacting to stuff. Like, bro, we reacted to Spider-Man and got like 500,000 views.
On your main channel?
Yes. As a dead, washed up zombies YouTuber from back in the day.
I actually agree with him. I would agree with him if he says that you should do it on your main channel for this.
Yeah.
I think it's not nearly, it's like very much in the stream of what you would already do.
Really?
To me.
Correct.
Yeah.
I agree.
Yeah.
But you're saying if like I all of a sudden became someone not on camera and I'm doing like some.
I mean, you could, Cody has it's called Cody & Co. Is his second channel.
They would just do it on main too. Like
I think they've done it on both.
Really?
I think you could do either one.
But that's where I get caught up in it, because like what I want is I would love JCBackFire to be like it's so weird talking about it like in the third person like that, but it's like
a
what I
channel
want.
update. That's what it sounds like.
No, I don't want no damn channel update.
That's what it sounds like you're doing right now.
Updates.
It's like I envision this channel being like a gaming
but the difference is I'm
ecosystem,
not.
and then this channel being my relationship ecosystem, and then this channel being my deviation games side commentary channel.
Hey,
I wish they could see my.
I know your little circle you're making. Look, I don't think that there's like a. I don't know if there is a right answer, and I don't want to like I don't even want to update my community about it until I do it.
If you do a channel update, I swear to
Dude,
God.
I'm not gonna do a channel update. I'm never gonna do that again. If I do, it's just gonna be for the meme at this point. But I just don't know. I just don't know if like, do I start making like, if me and Emmie let's say we make like commentary style videos, or we're watching something, or we're like, let's say looking at Reddit, or like all these different kinds of things you can do around the internet and like geek culture and all that kind of stuff. That's kind of the realm I want to be in. Where like, is that that was my only, let's say that was my only style on JCBackFire. Does that ruin that? Does that ruin the JCBackFire channel? Or does it not matter at this point because the JCBackFire channel is kind of a relic anyways, and it still gets views sometimes?
I feel like this one you really could go either way with. I think it's close enough to what your brand is there already, and like the kind of content there already. I think so.
See, because I have the thought of like, you do it on JCBackFire and then I start making shorts on JCBackFire as well. And
you could do it all on one channel. I don't see any reason
that's what I was thinking.
Not do that.
I don't even want to have a clips channel anymore. I stopped doing that. I was like, I think what I'll do is make actual shorts on the main. So you think maybe actually just keep it all on the same?
Yeah, I think it's close enough. I think you only do the new channel if it's like wildly different.
Mm-hmm. Agreed.
Like gaming versus crypto in my case, or Reddit, or like those are very different niches. I would even say your stuff, like it's still FPS.
That's the key thing that we missed earlier in our little debate about that.
Yeah, I was going to bring that up, but it's like not
far off base the new content is. Yeah. That's really what determines.
That's why I was telling him with his stuff, because he's doing all these video essays. I was like, dude, I think he could do Halo videos, like a Halo essay. And I think it would still hit some of the people.
I also think by doing these essays, because they have that same streamline and they're all through games, I think you can really use that to like branch into other genre games if you wanted to.
Do something on some retro game everybody loves.
Yeah.
Like, I think it's wide open, to be honest, if you hit the right notes on it.
It's probably also partially why Pat's thing worked so much. I mean, Fortnite is a shooter, Call of Duty shooter.
Right.
Minecraft and Pokemon, I think, are a bit different, especially have a different audience and player base than those games
with the
do.
Fortnite thing. It's like, okay, what were zombies players playing? They were playing Fortnite that summer.
Yeah,
they were. Everybody was.
Well, the initial mode was like PvE with zombies too. So like, I think it's a lot closer, and that's partially probably why it worked, and the timing of it was really good for him. But I think for your stuff, I think it's also close enough where you could do it either channel.
Yeah, because like we've done some reactions that have done really well already, and I'm like, I wonder if it's like a mix of doing reactions with Emmie and then doing like actual like high quality like. Again, I say like Cody Co Noel style like things where we're just like talking really candidly about some weird stuff that we found, or I don't know. I just want to make stuff like that again. And
I say main.
You say main?
Given what?
And then where does the debate show fit if I ever want to do that again? Main as well? It's so weird, right?
Yeah, honestly, I feel like you can put all of that on the main.
It's all still you in the content, so
I guess that's true.
That's what I would say. I think your stuff's driven a lot by your personality.
Thanks, man. But I'm also terrified because I don't know.
Yeah, I think it's all in this. It's similar enough vein.
Yeah, I guess it is. I don't know.
You could do it on a new channel. I think you'd have to commit to posting more frequently if you want to see it start to pick up.
Yeah. No, I don't think there's a guarantee of like views that much. I just don't want to destroy my channel, even though it's not really alive. Anyway,
I don't think this would destroy it.
I
don't think it would do anything but help.
I agree. I mean, you've already seen success with the reactions anyways. It's like,
Yeah,
well,
like you
I
already
always
have
say
a
this
test.
to YouTubers when they have something like that works. I'm like, just double down on it.
Yeah.
You-
I've made that mistake so many times of not doing that. Like I'm
dude.
such an idiot. Like the Fortnite videos on Top 10 Trends did 1 million views each in the first 2 weeks. And for some reason, my dumbass didn't think to do more of those.
I had a second channel where I did Minecraft.
Literally 2 weeks later or 3 weeks later, Pat's like, yeah, I need to spend more time on my main channel doing Fortnite. And I'm like, why did we not do that? Like,
I had a second
it was
channel
so clear.
where I posted Minecraft for a summer because I got really addicted to it. And my first video of it got like 2.5 million views. And then the next one got 1 million. I think the next one got 800K. And then I just stopped.
Oh my God.
I
I've had
couldn't
so
tell
many.
you why.
That's happened so many times where I don't know what it is.
I did the same thing.
Like I look back and I'm like, why am I so dumb? It's so clear and obvious that this was working and I just didn't decide to go more with it.
I did a things people say on Fortnite. I did 3 of them. And one of them, actually, no, I only did 2. And I split the second one into 2 parts. Each one has like 60 to, I think the first one had 100K views. And the other 2 had like 60 to 80K. And this is like, it's like more views than like my normal videos then.
Large regrets with Fortnite.
And I'm sitting there, I'm like, and I was like, no.
Bye-bye.
I think this is just a rare
so
fluke.
bad,
Bye-bye.
bro. We were playing that shit in Z House before, like when it was in the beta.
I know.
And I actually enjoyed playing it.
Yeah. Have you like ever
And I was like, no, I'm too busy with Top 10 Trends. Can't be focusing on this other shit.
have you like ever loaded Fortnite back up and seen how it is?
We play. Yeah, my Mike and Trevor and I played probably a couple months ago.
See, Bam,
Once we do with no builds is way better.
oh yeah. Bam just sent me like an edited short of me playing Fortnite. Did I show you that?
No.
Like
You
because
show
I played
me.
Fortnite on stream like this past week for the first time after like a year or so. And Bam made a short out of it. And it's basically I'm like a caveman seeing the future. Like I literally don't know what's going on. I'm like spawning in. There's like gas pumps that you can pump into cars. There's like
Dude,
motorbikes.
Fortnite
It's
is
like,
so
bro.
it's insane. Like people are like my community was like stream sniping me and they're going around me and they're like dancing like kitties.
No,
And, like,
bro, the gas pumps. We've had so much fun with that shit.
Yeah.
Literally.
You take it to the little
It's
rope.
so stupid. We like
Dude, it's insane. Bro, the
we
Witcher
pull
is
up
in the
and just
game.
like fill up and like you just put it like in the tire and it fills it up. And we just like we like all get the race cars and like race around the thing and cruise around. Oh man, we've had some good moments.
It's so good.
It's fun.
It is good.
That's what I love about gaming, bro. I just love how to shoot the shit with friends.
gaming.
Can you imagine?
Gaming.
That's like the only reason I like playing games.
Yeah, I know what kind of player you are. You like just the chaotic fun.
Dude, I just love to
whatever
like be
happened.
laughing my ass off
Yeah.
the whole time
Yep.
and having
the
fun,
things that
talking shit.
brings friends together and puts them together for crazy scenarios that can happen. You never know what's going to happen.
Interesting.
But it's a great time.
You guys are like insinuating something that I just can't. I'm not picking up here.
Basically, me and Ch0pper have had this talk a lot, and that there are so many people all the time. It's the same thing like Avatar, right? Like people just want to be like, movie's gonna suck. It's like, hey, why don't you like just chill for a bit and like just wait to see if it does or not, or wait till the reviews come, or like go see it yourself. I don't know. You probably have the money to go see it yourself. Go see it yourself and judge it. Make like a video or something. Put your thoughts out to the wind once you've seen it. But like people at gaming all the time, they're just like, dude, this actually happened last week. There was like a new tweet by it was Jake Lucky. He's like a news reporter influencer for like esports and just all things like 100T, all these different teams, all this kind of stuff. And he's like, gamers are currently not happy with the AAA game space. And it's just like a photo of Shroud being like, I need me a good FPS game stat. There's nothing good. And then
there was
like,
a Dr. Disrespect clip.
there's
Is that
a
what it
Dr.
was?
Disrespect clip as well in there that's like, they just don't get it, man. They just don't get it anymore. Like I don't get it. And then there's another one that's like a guy's like, I think it's a Smash player. Is Lunchbox? Is that his name?
Hungry Box.
Hungry Box, I think. I don't know. It was somebody, and he was like, yo, is it just me, or is every video game that's coming out the exact same? Everything is fantastical with swords, aliens, guns, and he just like listed every genre in the tweet. And I was like, dude, I don't even know what game he described. Like he's saying every game is that. Dude, what he just described sounded pretty cool. What is he talking about? and like everybody, and all of the there's like quote tweets of people just going, please God, play another game. If you are bored playing the same game for 10 hours a day for a job and for content, maybe you should go and try playing something else. Maybe you should go try playing an indie game. Maybe you should go try to play other AAA games. There's a lot of AAA games like God of War Ragnarok that just came out that are like literally game of the year potential. We just had Elden Ring in this year as well. And people are literally saying on Twitter right now, and this happens all the time, people are like, I think passion for gaming is just gone. It's like, are you out of your mind? What do you mean?
It's projection.
That's like saying like passion in music is gone. That's not true. There is like multiple musicians. People are trying to constantly make new music.
Passion in film is gone.
Like what? See, hey, have you seen Everywhere, Anywhere, All at Once or whatever? Like, go see like another movie for once.
That was a great movie, by the way.
Yeah, like it's just like I don't know. That's what me and Ch0pper are laughing about. Is like there's just like you're just saying like what you described such simple, fun.
Dude, you don't understand how much joy it brought me that you could pump up your cars in Fortnite and drive them around. You do like we spent multiple days in a row playing that game, just screwing around with that shit. It's so much fun. We had so many funny moments.
Yeah, and then
we had like a cop car chase like scene. Yeah. We were like another team, right? It was us racing this other team in a car, like just happened to happen. And we spun them out and it blew up and it was just like the most ridiculously funny thing ever. Not even playing the game how it's supposed to be played at all. Just so funny.
Yeah, it's like
those moments. I'm like, this is why I love the game.
Man. Games like that are like story generators.
Exactly.
Yes, I say it. I don't want to. I want to be very careful on what I say, considering I'm a game dev. But like,
oh wait, you're a game dev. Anyways, back to the review.
But like, I really do think that games out there that give you the water cooler moment of, by that I mean you go to school or whatever and you go and you talk to somebody and you go, damn, like what happened last night was crazy.
Yeah,
doesn't matter if it's a single player, multiplayer game or whatever. Like the games that give you that story and give you that moment that you can just share, and just like what you just described, what you just did is like proof that gaming is not dead, because that is like what gaming was all about. I think it's what got me excited.
I mean, this game's old too. Like we got tired of playing it and then came back to it and had so much fun with the new stuff in it.
It's all about the stories with your friends and the stories like that you want to share with your friends. If you're playing a single player game, it's like it's all about the stories, man. I am a narrative guy.
You are a story guy.
Oh my God. I am. But it really is. But yeah, I don't know. It's good. It's good vibes, man. I got to play more Fortnite.
Dude,
how the hell did we get to Fortnite?
I don't know, but I'll hop on whenever you want.
Dude,
I'll hop on that. I'll hop on Rocket League.
Matt
I'll hop on
wanting us to play more COD.
I've been hitting these guys up to play COD like every night, and
I'm sorry, you caught me on a bad night every night, but I want to
eventually I know they're gonna come.
Oh, I will.
We've been waiting to finish the streak with you guys, because we just every night we've had like 3 people, and we need like at least 4 or 5 to do it.
You gotta let me finish God of War, because I'm just like, it's been too long.
Well,
I still haven't been spoiled, and I'm like,
you're finishing tomorrow?
Hell. Yeah, I think so.
You guys are on Thursday? Because Friday I leave and then I'm gone for the rest of the year. Technically.
Dang.
Jesus.
Sounds long, but
Thursday I am also leaving Friday.
You're leaving Friday as well?
Yeah. For the weekend.
Yeah.
Or sorry, the start of the weekend. I'll be back on the Sunday, Monday, Tuesday.
If you guys want to dial any games Thursday?
Hey man, if I'm around, I'm there, bro.
All right.
That means I have to beat God of War tomorrow. Now you got me on a time crunch.
Good. There you go. Get productive.
Work expands to fill the time allowed.
No, I cannot wait to play God of War. for 6 hours tomorrow night and get no sleep once again. Had so many late nights on that game. It's been insane. Kratos.
We got to play the raid tomorrow, bro.
For Call of Duty. Yeah, the raids are coming out for Call of Duty tomorrow.
Really?
Yeah.
What does that look like?
We do not know.
We don't know. We're going to find out.
It's like a campaign mission raid kind
It's
of thing?
like
No, it's like a Destiny raid kind of thing.
Sounds
it's
a
like
whole,
a-
it sounds
it's
a
like an
whole lot
Easter
like
egg.
Easter eggs.
It's like an Easter
Hey,
egg.
dude, it sounds like a thing.
Wait a
like
minute. It's like, but is it PvP? Wait, is PvE? It's like,
It's PvE. You get a team and you have to go through this big puzzle thing and solve all the things. And it's like an Easter egg.
it's like this thing that, you know, I think they're called Easter eggs. I don't know.
Pretty sure they're called Easter eggs, but I can't be
shit,
totally
bro.
sure.
Yeah.
You guys are doing that tomorrow?
I don't know.
So when it comes out, so
All right. Well,
We don't know.
I'll have to watch and see what it's all about.
Yeah.
we'll see.
I hope it's good.
Yeah.
I actually really like MW2, so I hope it's good.
Yeah, I wouldn't know because you never on.
Hey man, I grinded a lot of golden guns, and I don't know where you were. There was a couple nights there where I was going like boom, 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 boom.
That's fair. What level are you?
I don't know. I'm definitely like max level, I think.
Oh,
Not
shit.
anymore. There's no
yeah,
lower now.
they added more. Yeah.
What was max level? 50?
I think it's like 200.
You were 200?
No.
Max level was 55, I think.
Yeah.
Now
Okay,
it's like
okay,
200
okay.
or something.
Yeah,
Now
so
there's like
a
actual
lot-
prestige to it, right?
Yeah.
There's a lot of guys that are 250 that we play with the lobbies. It's
Yeah.
just like,
I think
bro,
250 is the cap
How
right
do you
now.
have the time?
I don't know. I'm like level 50 almost. I haven't played that much, I guess, but
I think I'm 55. I think. I don't know.
I think I'm 122.
Dude, my stomach keeps growling.
all right, we can wrap it up. Thanks
Hey,
guys for watching.
Thanks for having me on. I appreciate it. It's
Thanks for
always
coming,
been a pleasure.
dude. It was great.
Dude, I wish we had like secret. I wish like the black screen wasn't actually a black screen. It was secret footage that we put on Patreon.
That'd
Now
be
it-
epic.
Hey man,
Matt went,
if you want to take it to the next level, I mean,
Opportunity.
That's what Cody Ko and Noel used to do.
don't get me too excited.
That's what they used to do. They would be like,
But they just like cut the video off halfway through. It's like, if you want to see our faces anymore, you got to pay for it now.
they did. That's what they did.
It's kind of troll.
They
I
did
love
that
it.
for their like 5-year anniversary podcast. They did the exact same format as the old, and they like the last 30 minutes just cuts to black. And they go, "We're gonna do it just like the old days. You won't see us."
Dang.
So funny. Yeah, no, I don't know. It'd be cool if we could find out like different ways to like move this podcast forward. We'll see. I still like the idea that we can just turn it on and just talk about whatever, but
Yeah.
it'd be cool if there was like extra episodes or something like that. I don't know. We have to figure it out. We just
I'm
gotta get consistent again in the first place, probably.
Yeah. I'm open to anything. I don't really have a roadmap for this podcast.
No channel update.
No channel
No
update.
channel update. No, I literally have no clue. Like it's podcast to podcast, you know.
Hey, but whenever I'm in town, if y'all ever want me on,
Dude, so
I'm
when you
here
come
for it.
back, you're gonna be the official third host of this show.
I'm in.
I
be fun.
think the 3-person show is really it's the prime number, I think.
Why is 3 so good?
It's just so clean.
It's because you can take a break from talking.
Yeah.
And you don't have to like fully respond to everything, and you can kind of like
You can listen to someone else conversate for a second.
yeah. And
It's
you,
good,
And
dude.
then you can jump back in and have like peak performance.
Peak performance.
That sounds really gross. I don't know why I said that. I sounded like
That was
I
kind of weird.
sounded
bro.
like I sounded like a gym bro. I sound like a gym bro. I did not like that.
No, but 3 is definitely I think is the prime number. 4 it can be doable, but I think 3 is perfect.
Hey man, I tried to tell Emmie I was coming over here tonight, and I was like, hey, it's probably gonna be a bit. Not gonna lie. And she was like, no. And I was like, you can come be on the podcast. And she went, that's okay. I watch Vampire Diaries. And I was like,
She's like, you know what?
I'm
Nah.
close.
I said no, but I'm actually really excited to have the house alone to myself.
That's kind of sick.
Oh
No, she probably didn't say that. She was just thinking that.
dude, she loves
That's
Vampire
sinister.
Diaries. She's now watching the spin-off. She hasn't even finished Vampire Diaries. And she's watching the spin-off now of Vampire Diaries because apparently the spin-off comes back towards Vampire Diaries ending at some point.
She's doing chronological, huh?
Yeah. And I'm like, dude, I'm never going to be able to watch a show with her ever again. This is ridiculous. I know I made her watch Lost, but I want to make her watch other things.
Lost.
All right, guys. Let's talk about the ending of
Anyway.
Lost.
All right. See you guys next time.
All right. See you guys next time. Chop. Thanks for coming out, man.
Thanks for having me, man. Always a good time.